Hello everyone and welcome to Dungeons and Dragons episode 10. Okay, there's no wasting any time. After the battle last week between the dragons, the cult of the dragons, against the Tabaxi warriors and also the rest of the heroes, they're actually trying to actually destroy the cult itself. But thanks to the combined effort of the people of Richten, the Knights of Richten, led by Varys, together with his old companions, Elgin and Cornelius, rather than that, they came from the east, Waruay, like Bayang, is Rhin'zey, and Christopher and Astrid actually came from the west and the north, both actually sandwiching the cultists. But even then, the cultists actually refused to actually give in and fought to the bitter end, making sure that anybody they killed did. However, the brave and valiant Christopher Belmont fell under the blades of one of the cultists. His head actually severed from his shoulder, due to the dismay of the others. But it was Rhin'zey that actually jumped towards the river itself after actually spotting the blade shining beneath the sun itself, as if indicating and telling Rhin'zey that I am here, pick me up right now, swim as fast as you can to retrieve me, which he did. And then he picked up the Dai Katana, one of the legendary blades which were actually lost many thousands of years ago, passed from different player, from each generation. For every 5 years to 10 years that I run Dungeons and Dragons, I've been running Dungeons and Dragons for 2 decades, this blade has always been passed from different warrior to different warrior, and each player used the blade differently. And I want to see how Rhin'zey or Zyrus will be using this blade, or Nasi Goreng, he changed the name to Nasi Goreng, using this blade in the future, whether he'll be passing it to his next kin or the next generation. The Dai Katana can only be passed from generation to generation upon another player's character's death, or when the hero wielding it sees that another particular character is worthy to wield the blade. But after the combat, the heroes actually investigate the ruined remains of Caesar's Wall, finding a number of survivors actually hiding beneath many of the burned houses. Roughly about 26 out of 100 survived. But what Rhin'zey didn't know was, when Varys actually came to him, Varys actually told Rhin'zey that many of the people during the dragon's attack actually fled towards the safety of Frostwood and heading towards Richten. When Varys actually met many of the Tabaxi survivors, he actually urged them to actually escape and flee towards Richten because he can actually give them the protection that they need as compared to the people of Frostwood. Without Durotan in Frostwood itself, there is nobody else there. They could actually tell the people where to go. Not to mention that the leaders of Frostwood itself actually sees that too many people in Frostwood will actually invite the dragon to actually attack the mountains itself, which would be very, very dangerous. And also, when checking on all the body or remains, Waruay, you didn't find anything. None of the cultists actually wore any amulet. None of them. They don't even have any mark on their body.
I mean, Varys and Cornelius and all that.
No, you couldn't see it. You couldn't see it because they actually hide it. Not that they actually want to willingly show it to you. Not that you know also, because they actually put it behind their clothes, or perhaps underneath their clothes itself. Unless they go naked, then maybe you can actually see the amulet. Rather than that, you can't even see Elgin, Cornelius, and Varys actually wearing the same amulet that you know of, because they won't willingly show it to you, and you can't even ask them also because you don't know. But during this time, Varys, Cornelius, and Elgin actually urged Rhin'zey to let you and the rest of the other survivors to actually follow him towards Richten after resting within that day itself at Frostwood, to actually head towards Richten as fast as you can. And during that time itself, during that few days, another few more days after, which take about roughly a week, a message was actually being sent to Zachariah, Lina Inverse, and also Vadu Greylock, telling them about the impending issues that actually befell Christopher. So, then during this time, Lina, Zachariah, and Vadu Greylock came to Richten at the time where everybody else was actually preparing for the funeral of Christopher Belmont. Christopher Belmont was a known hero to a lot of people. Richten, Sinebhead, Momoroko, Everwinter. 10 years of quests with the rest of his fellow companions. Varus know Christopher Belmont really well. And this is where he actually prepared for everything, telling the people of the village. The people of the village was actually sad to see Christopher lay dead. His head and his remains were actually put on some sort of fire to actually prepare for the night. As night came, Zachariah, Lina, and Vado actually see to it that he will receive the proper funeral that he is. But it was here that actually Varus actually came to you, Rhin'zey, and he tells you, my friend, after all this thing is done, after all of your people is being rested and fully prepared, I want to actually discuss you on the matters of Cizizol and the matters of mine too. Will you care to listen to an old friend, Rhin'zey? He asks you.
We may have had our differences in the past, but what is in the past is past, and we shall look into the present and the future. Sure. What do you have to tell me?
I will tell you after everything has been done, my friend. But, Rhin'zey, you know of Christopher. Please roll for history. With advantage. Oh, yeah. I need to see your rolls. Rai, you may need to turn off your stream. I need to go to Dark Raider stream instead.
Tell me if you're watching it so I can roll.
Yep, okay. Just turn on the stream.
Roll 1. Can you see it?
No, I can't see. Oh, yeah, I see. Yeah,
That's a 19.
Alright.
And
okay.
11.
Yep, roll good. Roll again. And 11. Alright. Okay, 19 it is. Ever since you was a young cub, Rhin'zey, not really that young also at the same time, is that you were still barely training to become a warrior yourself. You know of Christopher, Lina, Vado, Greylock, and Zachariah. They actually came towards your village a long time ago to actually help you in issues such as the beetles actually ransacking and eating many crops of Cizizol. This was where they actually prevented many of the beetles from actually eating most of your belongings or many of your food supply. This was when they were actually level 2 and towards to level 3. And the first time when you actually know Christopher, when they actually journeyed towards the people, you know of him. You did actually see him and talk to him a number of times when you were actually young. And he is a kind elf. He always helped people when they are in need. Always oftenly charging valiantly into combat without thinking about his own personal safety. But sometimes his main motivation is always to make sure people is safe. And they're always taken care of. But as everybody prepared for the funeral, they all gathered together within the fire itself to see everybody there. Some of the townsfolk weeping, some of the children crying, and then Varus, you stood not far from one of your advisors, Elgin, standing not far behind. You see Christopher actually laying down on the haystack as he slowly burned. You see Zachariah, Rhin'zey, and for the others. And okay, Fedra, you actually see the funeral from within the town hall. You, Tainter, and also your other friend looking through. You do not know who this man is that they're actually giving a funeral to. But for Arbiter, for Tainter and Fedra, the only thing you care about right now is what Varus is going to tell you later. But Rhin'zey, you stood next to Talia. Talia was one of the survivors. Like looking into Christopher as his remains is slowly burned. You are actually happy to see Talia actually hit herself with the rest of the other tabaxis, making sure that everybody is actually safe. And Biralo, with his lute, playing a kind music for the passing of Christopher. Balio stands next to Talia and then looks at you, Rhin'zey. I will make a song for his passing soul so that he will pass on. You see Lina, the halfling, looking to you, Rhin'zey. And then she asks you, simple question. And then she asks, how did he die? She asks you.
He died fighting bravely for my village. Nobody asked for him to come.
Surrounded, don't forget. He was surrounded and yet he did not give up.
It's okay. Let Rhin'zey explain it in his own words.
He came running in, without too much regard for his own life and safety, because for him, duty and honor came first, to save those who couldn't save themselves. So he ran in and he fought bravely, but before long he was surrounded by cultists in all sides. He fought and he did not run, did not look to run. All he saw in his eyes and his heart was to fight for those who couldn't save themselves. And so he died fighting till the very end, lest we forget.
You see Lena Inver's eyes. They fill with tears, because Lena then looks to you. He is an old friend, an old companion. He may be a fool, but he is our fool. Foolhardy enough to charge into battle without thinking of his safety first. And sometimes, often than not, almost getting himself killed. And I myself, as a cleric, even my god couldn't protect him when I was away. And yet he chose to head towards City's wall to protect your people, Rhin'zey. At least, offer your good, kind words to a man that you hardly knew, Lena actually said. And then you head towards the slowly burned remains of Christopher, Rhin'zey, and then offering your words. Okay. And what do you say?
Christopher, I've never known you. I've never spoken to you before. But when my village was on fire and being desecrated by those who know nothing of love, nothing of good, nothing of peace, I was there fighting to save those whom I love. And even if it wasn't asked, because it wasn't asked, you came in to help, and you gave your life. And in the end, my village was saved, but not to the point where it is the same. But another thing that is not the same is your existence on this earth, on this plane, on this plane of existence. But wherever you go now, onto the next part of your journey, may you continue to bring honor. May you continue to spread good and peace and all the good values, and become the next phase of who you were meant to become. I don't know where you go, but wherever you may go, may you prosper. May you be remembered as we remember you now. Now, rest in peace.
Okay. Right. Alright, good. Putting 100 EXP on the my notepad for that. Okay. Alright, for roleplay purposes, Lena actually looked to you and then she just bowed her head and then she said, he was riding towards City's wall with another woman, Astrid. And after that you see Lena looking around. You know Astrid during that 1 week of travel. She actually came together with Christopher. And then, but you don't see her much during the battle, other than actually cowering and perhaps hiding behind the walls and actually making sure that cultists actually came to her kingdom one by one. But Lena was actually asking. I will ask her personally myself, what was she doing during the battle? I thought that she was supposed to actually promise to protect each other. Christopher protecting her and her protecting Christopher. That is always the case as parties. But I will ask her personally myself. There are a lot of questions that Astrid will need to actually answer back to me. If I were to actually trust her in the ongoing progress that we're going to be having. And Then you see Talia walking over to Rhin'zey, and then she said, "The Daikatana, Rhin'zey, was actually offered to you by our Lord, by Lord Lionel. You are now the leader of Shizi's own, Rhin'zey. I suggest, after all this, I suggest you should stay. There is no reason for you to chase after the dragon. The dragon may have destroyed our home, but the dragon does not destroy your heart." How do you respond?
Well, before the dragon attacked, all that was on my mind was proving my worth. Proving my worth by defeating those whom defeated me before. It was me trying to prove to you and the tabaxis that have gone before of my poor leadership that I needed to fight and defeat the enemy that scarred me. But now that I realize that me proving my worth is not me going out and living selfishly and going after my own desires. It is rather now to stay in Shizu's war, or what is left of it, and to rebuild, and to turn it into something better, something new, that it will be better than Shizu's war ever will be. I will stay, and I will take care of our people, and I will take whatever is left of Shizu into the next phase, into the next level, so that we can all live in peace and safety. I will take up the mantle that was left to me by Leonin, and I will become the leader that Shizu needs to be.
And then after that, Talia actually looks to you. Then Talia actually came over to you slowly, and after that start holding your arm, and after that she just hold it tight, and then putting her head to rest on your shoulder. She didn't say a word, Rhin'zey, but she's just there to comfort you. And then Linda in Lena Arfason, and just walked over, throws a few gold coins to Christopher, and then Lena just said, "For your toll on the river of death, when you meet the god himself, and hopefully he will give you new soul in your life, for you to be resurrected as a new soul." Then she walks back. And then after that, you see like Varus walks in. And then he speaks. "I knew Christopher when I was a young boy, when he first came here, with Lina, with Vadu, with Zachariah. He was actually there protecting us from the bandits, the raiders that tried to actually steal the coffers of a small little village. Thanks to him and his friends, my father felt grateful for everything they've done. The dragon that flew, that destroyed Shizuo, and the cultists of the dragon will pay for this. For my knights and my people here will not forgive those that have fought this land itself." Then he learns and turns to everybody. "We'll march through and destroy this dragon. I have people that knows of his whereabouts, and know of his people, and know of this treachery. We will head towards Val and make sure they will burn before they spread their darkness throughout the lands." Thereafter he speaks out. "Are you with me, Rhin'zey?"
With you for what?
"With me to destroy the darkness that engulfed the land and head towards the place where this vampire lives."
In time, but it is not now. The time may or may not come, but you know that my heart is with you. As much as I want to be, my people need me here, and I will stay for them.
"Yes,
I wish you all the best."
I'll lead them. But the rest, you can stay here and look into the troubles, but later on we'll discuss further." And then after that, Zachariah, you look through Christopher. He's dead now, Nobody for you to make fun of. And Vadu, you turn to actually Christopher. Nobody else for you to actually make fun of. For you, nobody for you to curse at. But Christopher is a fool, but he's your fool to lay dead. But you will not let his soul die in vain. You will not see him die like this without enacting the vengeance that needs to be done. Lena, you can see her face is filled with anger and hate towards the cultist.
Can
Zachariah, you look into the burning remains of Christopher. What do you say?
hello? Can hear?
Can hear you.
Okay. Damn idiot! Told you so. You fool! Now what have you bring to yourself? As he put the bowl to the floor. Come, little one. Let's give our last go away for a good friend, Christopher. As the crystal dragon fly towards him, so tiny but no one will notice. That he knew. Make a light bow as he stand up. You remember. Yes. It's true we have up and down with our journey. But it is not forgotten. You will still live with her. He walk away.
Okay, Zachariah, may walk away. Lena looks to you.
Sorry.
Okay. Badu, you look at the burned remains of Christopher. He won't be with you anymore. Neither could any resurrection magic actually pull him back. And neither did Lena can actually do anything, even if she was powerful enough. Cleric. But she was not there, neither were you. You were not there to see how he died, but you heard stories of how he died. You, Lena, and Zachariah know that this was actually caused by the cultist of the dragon. And this time, you will focus your spells and your blades towards the cultist and the dragon, making sure that it will perish together with the rest of the other cultists. But you look at Christopher remains, he is slowly burned. And after that, Zachariah have actually spoken what he said. Lena have actually spoken what she wanted to say. And now it's your turn.
Hey, Christopher. This is not a joke anymore, you know. I know you always like to play, you know, the damn fool you are, but this joke is going too far. Come on, get up. Get up.
That's how it reacts. Okay.
I'm actually telling you I'm really crying, you know. Ella's really seeing I'm crying. I'm not even joking.
Okay. Right.
This is not a joke anymore. This isn't funny anymore. You're a damn fool, damn it. You're such a fool to think that you can do this by yourself. You are such a damn fool. It's like then you see that he woke up. He woke up and say that, Christopher, I'll make sure that your death is. I will make sure that nobody tarnish your name. I will make sure that they know you as the hero that you are, or as the fool. It's like he's trying to hold his tail in and say that you shall be remembered as the one that's tried to defend Jesus' world, that tried to defend the Leonin and the Tabaxis. I will make sure that no one will tarnish your name, and I'll carry your legacy either through my god damn it, Christopher, why would you do this, you dumb idiot. You know what, Christopher, I'll make sure that your name will be seen in the Bard's story. Goodbye, my friend.
Then after that speech, you see Varus slowly walks over to you, Vadu, and after that he passes you Christopher's belongings. This was his magical items, and perhaps he can do you some good, but it is not mine to take. It is yours. And then Lena sees the item that was given by Varus. He actually kept it safely. Pass it to you, Vadu. And Vadu, you know this town really well. And Christopher has always been fond of children, and also have sometimes he often train or actually see potential children that could actually chase after the undeads or especially vampires. You see this young girl looks over to you, Vadu, and she said, I have always been fond of Christopher, and he and you look at this young girl, Vadu, roll for history. Zachariah, roll for history.
Guys,
No.
roll for history.
Zakaria.
I think
Okay,
my
roll for
laptop-
history, Vadu. Vadu first.
Okay, hold on, yeah.
Be reminded that you're actually level 6, yeah. I don't see you leveling up Vadu, so your history is very high right now.
Yeah, we
Eh?
can that idea anyway.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Natural 20. Alright. Okay, Vadu is like Zaka. Lena actually looks to her. It's young Arya. And after that, Lena actually walks over to young Arya. And after that, she just said, you have always had potential, Arya. I think. Then she turns to you, Vadu. Lena turns to you. Perhaps that shield and that blade. Maybe we can actually give it to her. And then after that, Vadu, you look at young Arya. Arya Winterbeimer, actually. Arya Winterbeimer has always been fond of Christopher's teachings and also Christopher's mentality in making sure that he vanquished evil whenever it's actually seen. And perhaps one day you could return. Or Zachariah could actually train Arya when he actually vanquished the final evil that needs to be vanquished within these lands. But Vadu, you have a number of Christopher's magical belongings, but it's up to you whether you actually want to either pass it to this young little girl or keep it to yourself.
What the list of the magical item I have?
It's okay. We don't have to bother about it. One thing
Okay,
is a
okay.
shield, one is a sword, and the other two I don't know.
It's only the magical. It's only a magical shield, and the rest are the magical blanket. Yeah, the magical blanket or whatever.
Blanket.
Okay. Yeah, it basically means I can sleep anywhere, and it would basically, still be counted as a comfortable bed.
Okay, never mind. I'll say I'll just do it off. I'll just do it off scene that I'll pass it to her. The things that she is fond of. I don't know what she wants, but I may as well just give it to her because there's no use for me. I may as well give it to someone that's willing to use it for their own.
Alright, okay. Now I'm gonna be going from different characters. Okay, Cornelius. You see this man, Christopher. You don't know him very well, but it seems that everybody here that gathered around the fire knows him very well, and they actually see him more like a hero, like a person that have actually traveled and well known throughout the lands, and also protecting these people. Varus seemed to be very fond of Christopher. You can see actually Varus actually like crying his tears, but he's actually trying to hold his composure tight, making sure that he doesn't weep or cry like a baby. But you can see that he's trying very, very hard. So, Cornelius, what do you want to do?
I'm here. It's like I'm just like I did what Varus was trying to do some speech, right? Is it?
Already done.
Already done. I just hop until next to Varus and say that he will not die in vain. I'm sure that we will be able to vengeance him. I may not know him well, but by how everyone around the town mentioned how he's such a good guy and such, I think it is known to me that he is a very good guy in everyone's heart. It's like his nose is like stuffed a bit because like all the tear jerking speech. Either way, I'm hoping of this, especially the dragon.
Varus looks to you, Cornelius. He put his hand on your head, rubbing your hair. He tells you, once the curse has been undone, my old friend, you will be back to your true form. But first, after all of this, we will destroy the evil of this land. The empire that controls the dragon will be dealt with. But he speaks out. He sighs. There's no word I can say. And then after he just he stood there next to the fire and they're holding you. And then meanwhile, Bayang, you stood at the very corner of the house looking into this funeral. You've seen a number of people actually standing there, weeping, crying, saddened by the event. You see Waruay, Astrid heading towards you. You told yourself, Bayang, that this is no place for you. You already received news from the Brotherhood that this is not your fight. And the Silverhead Maiden has personally given you instructions that to return back to Matahari and let matters like this course of action to deal with itself personally. So, Bayang, what do you want to do?
Before I continue, my laptop is not working for now.
It's okay, just roleplay Bayang for now.
Okay. Bayang face Waruay. Waruay, we have done what we can do. I think it is time we will find Captain Odelia and return to Matahari.
I think you're right. Like, even at my best and everything I could do, I couldn't stop it. I couldn't stop as a goal. I guess it's up to them now. What hope can a kobold stand against such a force? And perhaps you're right. Perhaps it is my time to move on and head back.
He pat Waruay back. We have done what we best can, although emotionless.
Okay, Waruay, Bayang. As you two decided to actually leave and head towards Matahari, you see this mysterious young woman that actually you know specifically as Astrid. You don't know her very well. She just appeared with this elf called Christopher, and then during the funeral, she just followed you, Waruay, Bayang. You don't know her that well. So Bayang and Waruay, you see Astrid standing there looking at both of you. What do you want to do?
Bayang turned toward Astrid. Is it correct for you to be here without mourning for your companion?
Did you know him well?
Honestly, I remember a lot of that.
Leaf, you need to turn your volume up a bit.
I can't even hear anything.
We can just hear you. You're like a little whisper.
Okay. Stop. I don't have to know volume up. How about now? Did it work? Did it work?
Not exactly. It's a little bit clearer, but so silent.
Okay. Hang on.
Silence is golden, golden.
What is love?
No, we can hear you at least. It's just that you need to turn him up or something, I don't know.
I mean, we could all turn him up. Oh, yeah, there we are. Perfect. Yeah.
We
Okay.
could open him up. What do you mean by that?
So, I turn around and I know him a little bit, but death is always a journey, and it is. I've seen a lot of death. I sort of trained, seen a lot of death. So, I apologize if I be crying and weeping, but it's best
Now,
to.
now, when there is life, there is death. Death looming among everyone. Anyway, since you're here, what do you plan to proceed? I and Waruay plan to return back to Matahari.
Well, I do not know. My goal is to get to Val, but there's many questions I need to find before I need to go back to Val. By the way, do you know a guy named Tyrson?
I just go like, and look to Bayang, and look back and say, well, yeah, I mean, I like to think that we're friends.
That's good. One of the things I have to find out, where is Tyrson, because I have some business with him.
Oh,
Have you seen him around?
well, I guess, yeah. Unfortunately, you just, I suppose, missed him. What type of business are you looking for to have with Tyrson? I'm concerned now. It's like, what is she? Is she trying to kill him?
Nothing.
An ex-lover? Or is like,
It's nothing serious. I just want to know. I have to find Tyrson. Not to harm him, of course.
let's do it properly. I mean, she doesn't seem like she's sly or anything.
Yeah.
I-
How much she told the truth.
Yeah. We're gonna say, well, unfortunately, Tyrson was possessed by Aspergul. He's Aspergul.
I give
He's
him a questionable look of like, who's Azagul?
and I say, and I point up and I say, the blue dragon.
That thing. Ah,
Yeah. He
Wow.
took control of his body. I'm not quite sure what the magic and all that was involved, but I saw Aspergul sort of wrap around Tyrson and engulf his body.
Wow.
Tyrson's in there somewhere. I heard him speak to me, but
I just hope he's not dead. His brothers won't be too kind to hear if he's dead. I give you a worrying look, more for on the brothers' side than the Tyrson side.
I suppose if you know his brothers well, then perhaps you might be better off with. And as he's talking, he stumbles around in his backpack, and he pulls out this looks like a chunk of scorpion carapace with a mark that's burnt into it. And I say, and I like go to hand it over and say, careful of anyone who wears this mark. This was burned into this creature by a talisman, a symbol of Aspergul.
So, okay.
I mean, this symbol tried to kill me. Let's see, and he's counting on his, like 3-4 times, and like look at the bone. It's like 3 or 4 times, right?
Yeah. Oh wow. Wow. Well, you can keep the carapace. I have a good memory.
Oh, okay. Puts it back
Tyrson,
away.
sometimes he's, gets into sticky situations. and somehow magically he gets out of it. I just make sure he's not dead
Oh,
for
well,
people's sake.
well, you seem like one of these friends.
Yeah,
Perhaps
I
you
am.
might be a way. Perhaps you might know of a way to help him. Bayang has convinced me to sort of travel back because I have other duties that I need to take care of. But perhaps you could help Tyrson then. It's clear that I can't. So maybe you can.
Well, I'll try, but sometimes when you get possessed, it comes from the end, than helping coming from the out. But I'll try. By the way, you shouldn't degrade yourself that much. Even small people make a bigger footprint than a dragon.
Bayang look at himself. I'm big but short.
I look at you too. So, don't
Bayang
degrade yourself.
interrupt.
Yeah.
Before, now that you mention, I just remember. Isn't Captain Odelia and Val to return back to Matari? We need her ship.
Hmm.
Well, yeah. I'm not familiar of that name. I've been doing other stuff, more important things. And I just want to know, is just alright? Because again, I have concerns for what was come if he has gone from the other side. His family will be not so happy.
Hmm.
And I give you like another worried look, like you're just not sure why I'm worried.
Bayang say one liner. Every life has its purpose. Just stick with it.
Most definitely. Just when what's that philosophy's word say? Oh, that's right. When a powder keg is lit the wick, be careful of the explosion because it could break things.
Interesting. Well,
Bayang crosses ripple effect.
A ripple effect, yes.
yes, I know this one. When a dragon beats its wings, it can create a hurricane on the other side of the world.
Exactly. I quite like those quotes because it has meaning to it. Like, I look back to Christopher. Everything you do has choices and consequences. With those consequences could be good or bad. Then look back to Waruay. But anyway.
Well, perhaps when you get to Val, you could speak to Petra, Tyrson's, I think, wife, girlfriend. I looked at Durotan. I mean, I looked to Bayang. As whatever they call it. What do they call it? Marriage or partnership? I don't know. Whatever it is, the coupling, and you could probably speak to Tyrson's son as well.
Tyrson has a son?
Yeah.
God, he's been busy.
Well, just one that I'm aware of. But
in that case, shall we proceed to prepare? We can
Yes.
talk while on our journey.
Oh
Yeah.
yes, most definitely. Sorry. Sorry to take up your time. Thank you for
I
the
don't know
information.
what the others plan.
Well, if Tyrson's a dragon, I could help, but it's going to be a hard road of convincing them.
Yeah. Human become dragon.
Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't have any knowledge on how to turn someone from not being a dragon. I mean, to a dragon, I have some knowledge, but I've never had to have to undragonify someone before, so this is beyond my power.
who knows? Great wisdom lies great power. So, who knows? By the way, if you find anything, please let me know. I'll be somewhere around, hanging with the crew of finding a way to unchanged Tyrson. Give him
Well-
like.
Well, if you do find a way, I'll be in the Metahari.
Okay.
It's a little desert town. But that's where. Bayang, you said that's where you're going as well, isn't it? Yeah, so we're both going there. You can find me there.
Okay. Well, thank you. Can I call you probably a friend?
Sure, any friend of Tyrson's is my friend as well.
That's good. I'm glad he has made some. But anyway, you must be wanting to go, so I bow, and I hope your journeys Fellstrong will prosper.
Mm.
And I sit back and walk over to the bonfire. And say, we'll avenge your death and get to the bottom of these shenanigans happening around these woods. And after that, I just be in the background. That's me.
Okay. Alright. After that conversation, Bayang and Waruay, after the funeral actually ended, after the remains has been completely burned, both of you actually prepared their belongings for at the inn for the night. But before anything actually happened, after all that, Varus invited all of you to the town hall to discuss the matter at hand. And then from here, you all stood at the door. Well, actually, Varus, Algan, actually sat at a chair. The town hall itself seems to be well decorated, and it seems that Varus had been making himself quite busy getting the money, perhaps from trade, you think to yourself, but you're not too sure how he actually managed to accumulate all the wealth to actually make sure that Repscom actually grows bigger for a few months the last you've seen him. Then Varus actually then stood there and said, "You all could stand and listen, or you could take a seat."
Wait, hold on. Where is Cornelius not supposed to be part of this or no? Because I
Oh,
can't find.
Yeah, where's Cornelius?
Probably at the inn, tavern, drinking.
He's not relevant in this scene, right? If he's not relevant, that's fine.
No. Where's Cornelius? Cornelius should be somewhere. Yeah.
The
Not there.
rabbit. Yeah.
Let me
supposed to rabbit.
drag Cornelius.
No, but it's okay. Can I drag? Oh wait, I'm so tiny.
Oh, there you are.
I'm so tiny.
Wait, if Rhin'zey went back to Shizu's War, then why is he here?
No, Caesar is burnt. There's no reason for you to return back to Caesar's War.
No, he means why is he here? As in the character.
No, there's no reason for Rhin'zey to return back to Caesar's War.
Oh yeah.
I thought he was staying to help rebuild or something.
No,
With
no.
the
You don't
surviving-
even have the money. You don't even have the money and resource, Rhin'zey.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, where's he get the
Your
money and the
village
resources?
has been pillaged. Okay, this is where Varus comes in. Then Varus looks to you, Rhin'zey, and he said, "Rhin'zey, we want a home, we want a place. Caesar's War has been destroyed, completely burned down by the dragon that came to destroy it. And you know who it is. I don't have to tell you who it is. It's within the soul of that dragon. But the rest of your people felt that they need a new home. And I offer you a truce, Rhin'zey, an alliance between the people of Reston and the Tabaxis and Leonin. With the combined might of the Tabaxis and the Leonin and mine, the House of Valorous, you have no house under your name yet, Rhin'zey. But for the time being, until then, until you are strong enough, but perhaps then you can actually make your own town. But what I want you, Rhin'zey, to do for me is to join me in this alliance so that you and I can be strong together. What say you, old friend? If you do not decide now, if you can't decide now, then the people will decide for you. The rest of the Tabaxis and the Leonins that actually survive the battle have nowhere else to go, nowhere else to stay. I offer you my land for the time being to make sure that the strength of the Leonins and the Tabaxis will be feared throughout the land within the years they stay here. Rhin'zey, together you and I, combined might. Like you said, we might have our differences, but if we stand together, no one will dare go against us. And before I continue, next to me, this lady over here, is Fedra Perez Romero. She is from Sinephead and has been quite instrumental in actually finding out the information thanks to her organization. Of course, she is a trader by trade, and merchants, as you can say, word spread really fast when you trade. And thanks to her, I know who is the culprit. I said, so do you, Rhin'zey. You know for a fact. You saw it yourself. I was told that. What say you, Rhin'zey?
Well, how do I know that you'll honor your word? Well, how do I know that you won't take advantage of me and our situation?
I rode through the lands, Rhin'zey, to protect your people. If I was not there, the rest of your people might die, including yourself. And you still doubt me?
I'm not doubting. I'm just merely confirming. Formally.
Then ask yourself. Ask your heart.
Well, looks like I'll have to accept.
Yes. And then after that, then Elgin and looks to you. As by decree, the druids of the land, Rhin'zey speaks. You may need to sign here to join this coalition. My town, Honorable, have also joined Varus. The druids have actually extended their help, making sure that the land is safe against all the dangers that befalls it. The dragon is just one of the threats. What else there'll be more? We will not be able to actually protect ourselves if more such big threats like this seems to actually spread throughout the lands, even to Cornyville, even to Stillpack Mountains, to Momoroko, to Sinephead, to Honor Hall. What if you build Honor Hall, even if you build Rhin'zey, even if you build Cities Wall again, without the help of Varus? Elgin looks to you. You don't have the proper resources yet. You don't have the money for it to rebuild. You're going to be starting as a small village. Look at Frostwolf. They are just nomads traveling from land to land, mountain to mountains, without a place for them to call home. Elgin looks around. If only Durotan was here, perhaps he would say differently.
I have a question. I'm good friends with Val. If you don't feel comfortable, I guess you can join us. I think I can put a good word in for you. What do you think?
Fedra, you look at this young woman,
Mm-hmm.
okay? And after speaking about Val, and in Rhin'zey, you heard that this woman suddenly does speak out. You're not too sure who she's talking to. Is she talking to Varus or is she talking to you? Because she did not even indicate who she's talking to.
Okay, let me
Who
just...
is he talking to?
Wait, wasn't she talking to Rhin'zey? Because
Yeah.
the question was pointed out towards Rhin'zey, so
Yeah.
I didn't hear that he said I am speaking to Rhin'zey. So I'm
Oh.
assuming that she's talking to Varus or Rhin'zey.
I didn't know I have to allocate who.
Yes, you have to. You have to
Okay.
actually. You have to. Otherwise, as a DM, I don't know who you're talking to.
It's an open question. Leave it in the air. And I think Rhin'zey's smart enough to realize who I'm talking to.
No, no. As a player, even as a player, he doesn't know. So okay, Rhin'zey, how do you respond?
Well, before I respond to my friends who are like right beside me,
You
I walk
don't
back
know
up to the.
you don't know who this lady is. She just
Yeah.
pop out of the blue, was like riding together. It's just she is a total stranger to you.
I know, but I was talking to these people. Bayang, you got Waruay, you've got Cornelius. So I was like, oh, yeah. In my mind, I'm like, yep, they've got a good point. And before I respond to what they say, is that I walk back up to the table and I tell Varys and this lady, give me a few days to think about my options, and I will get back to you with an answer,
The
a
halfling walks
confirmation
over.
of some sort.
She slams her stuff on the table and looks to you. You're an idiot, Leonin. We don't have a few days. We only have tomorrow. Your village was burnt down. Are you that daft? But then after that, well, Lena actually screams at Rhin'zey, and then after that, Fedra. What do you want to say?
Fedra, while reading her book of poetry, she basically say this in general for everybody. Sure, take a few days, hell, take a month to think about it. Meanwhile, more and more villages will be burned down to a crisp, and that will trigger a refugee crisis. This lovely little town can support as much as it could, but at some point, people are gonna have to either leave or make room. Lord Varys, how soon before the next village is, technically speaking, reduced to ashes, if we want to take our time preparing? What was it again?
We already took
3 days, 4 days?
We already took a week to travel from here, from CZ's Wall. The dragon will be fully rested by then. The next village should probably be attacked. Will either be Momoroko, Sinebhet, or even Reston, or next Vow. Do you want to take that chance, Rhin'zey, like seeing other village being destroyed just like CZ's Wall, and you want to take a few days? Varys looks to you. Roll for insight with a roll for insight, Rhin'zey.
Okay. 13 plus, what's my modifier? It's just 13.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You look at it, you think to yourself, what this lady, Fedra, this beautiful young lady next to Varys actually just said, is correct. If more village destroyed, then more refugees going to be coming. Yours is just the first. And you're going to make a few days. Few days is not going to but the dragon is just going to be fully rested and attacking other village again. You have to make a decision right here, right now.
Well, will my Tabaxi people be safe after I make a decision to join yous?
You have my word, Rhin'zey. They will be safe. Do you think me, a human, would dare enslave your people? You know for a fact, Rhin'zey, that Tyrson was the cause of all this attack. Elgin looks to you, Rhin'zey, and then he turns. Rhin'zey, he speaks softly. You don't have to think very long, old friend. You have to know for a fact that if you're going to be taking the role of a leader of your people, you have to think like one. And if you delay any more people will die.
I turn to Rhin'zey. My offer stands. What I said earlier, I can speak to the leaders in Val to give you protection.
I think I want a little bit more than that, but in order to get what I want, I guess I'll have to, at least in the short term, join hands with those who have power and to, play the power game and whatnot. But first things first, we need to deal with the dragon. Out of character, I'm lawful good, so whatever it is that is lawful stupid to do in quotation marks, I will do. So, yeah, I have this light katana, and I have the spirit of my former leader with me in my heart and in spirit. Let's go and save more people. Let's not delay anymore. Let's not talk anymore. I accept. So hurry up. Let's go.
Oh, by the way, so what is your name, lady? I'm just really forgetful. By the way, if there is a crisis of refugees, you probably won't be able to handle it. I read this in a book. When there's less food and less housing, riots begin. If you share the load, it will be much easier. But you know, I'm just nobody.
Okay, Fedra,
Mhm,
you can look to Tainter and Lauren, your
mhm,
two companions, and also as smart as you. And also you
mhm,
and Steelpack Mountains
mhm,
from Zakaria,
mhm.
Momoroko, Lina R5, and not to mention Varus and also Elgin have allied themselves together with Varus. Sinepet, Momoroko, Steelpack Mountains all have combined forces. It's
Wait,
like with all the combined alliance, you have more than enough food, resources to go and to actually provide any future refugee. You do not know who this unknown lady is,
Oh,
and neither that Lina R5s do not vouch for her.
mhm.
wait, what did you say about Steelpack Mountains?
Steelpack Mountain, Zakaria is the lord of Steelpack Mountain, the dwarfs there.
He's the lord there.
Yeah,
Mhm.
the Lord of the Steelpack Mountain Dwarves. This guy, the one
Yes,
I'm
and
currently
works
Okay.
together with the kobolds. Yes.
So my
What?
hometown, he's what? So he's in charge of my hometown, is he?
Nope. Nope. The kobolds, they're just working together. But he's not in charge. It's just like these people just staying there. But even if you go back Waruay, you can choose to go back, but it's too late now. That will be done later. So you have no say for in regards to this. You have to go back. Will take quite some time.
Okay.
Okay. So now, Fedra, role play back.
Okay, I roleplay to her in a polite voice and everything. While of course, like looking at first at Lord Varys and the rest of my companion and the people in this room, and just say in general, people, a refugee crisis is not just 5 or 10 people who needs home. It's usually down to at least half a village. Lauren, Tainter, what's the total number of both of your villages combined in terms of civilians? That includes, women, children, elderly, and beyond.
You're talking to Lauren, is it?
Both Lauren and Tainter. She asked me
And
like,
Tainter.
this question, like the total combined numbers of their own village in terms of civilians is how much?
Okay, you don't have to
Well,
actually ask.
Mhm.
I
Okay,
don't
all right.
know. As Tainter,
Just
I
give a
don't know.
just give a number since you guys just started. Just
Yeah,
give a
yeah,
random number, and then
yeah,
we just write the
yeah.
lore from there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, I'm gonna roll for this one because I have no idea.
Yep. Just roll the 100 then, or to the hundreds.
20.
Okay, right. That's correct. It's a small village then, Tainter. You're very far from Vekor.
Now it's Lauren.
Yep,
Lauren,
right?
right?
Okay. Let me see if Rai is online. Yeah, it's online. But it's
Yeah.
muted.
Oh, right. Yoo-hoo. Anyway,
Okay, let's just
yeah,
assume Rai
I
is.
have been
Just
muted
assume
this entire
Lauren is too
time.
busy drinking.
yeah. Okay, right. I asked Lauren a question that told
Yeah,
her
I know. I
citizen.
heard.
Yeah, yeah.
I've been trying to say it this whole time, but I'm muted. Well, it's if it's regular civilians, that would range around to numbers of say 25 to 40. I have not been home in quite a while,
It's
but
okay.
those will be a rough estimate, I would say.
It's okay. Combining, that'll be like what 60 souls to feed, assuming half of them doesn't make it through the journey, and the other half is, subjected to the worst experience of their life. Meaning, we're gonna have to share food, which will be essential for the warriors. I'm not saying it cannot be done. It can be done, but the faster we act now, the faster we kill this thing, the better our chances is. I look into Varys and say, Lord Varys, it's down now, up to you. You're the head of this coalition. You can basically issue the command, and the rest of us will follow. If the Tabaxi, if Rhin'zey the Leonin want to think about it, let him think about it while the rest of us, march on. We cannot afford a delay. Any delay now means more and more villages will be destroyed. Hell,
I already did accept.
okay then.
Oh, I'm not thinking anymore. I accepted already.
Okay, good. Then this matter is settled. Lord Varys,
Varys,
issue your
Varys
order.
turns to you. Varys turns to you, Fedra, and then he said, Lena. He turns to Lena, R5. The people of Momoroko, I greatly thank you for your alliance. And then Varys turns to Vadu, and he said, Vadu, you know for a fact that Lena will be joining Fedra, Tainter, and Lauren in heading straight to one of the dungeons, just like from Vow. And I want you all to actually investigate that. If my if the information from Fedra is correct, then it is true that Tyrson's family are indeed vampires. You have your tasks. Fedra, Tainter, and Lauren are vampire hunters, and they have a reputation for that. And Lena,
I burst into laughter.
and then after that, and then Varys turns to you, Astrid. Then he said, "Excuse me, can you please introduce yourself? What's your name? You're Barbarian here, and Lena does not say anything."
Oh, sorry, me. Oh,
He points to you, Astrid, Varys.
I told you at the wall thing, Dex.
All right. So, do you have anything to say in regards to this?
Like I judge your intelligence. I hope. You know what a vampire is? A
And then
question
he
mark?
looks to you. Do you know what a vampire is?
Yeah.
Can you please explain to us here what is a vampire?
So, someone who feeds in the night time. So, by the question, if this family is vampires, they would burn up in the sun. That's the clear indication they're a vampire. Are they bursting into flames when they hit sunlight? You should know this because you just said a whole family are vampires. You need some sort of like evidence to say they are vampires, and seeing them, what's the word? Gorge themselves on human flesh and blood. Oh, and top of that, and burn in the sun and scared of holy water. You know this stuff? I assume so because you just almost damned a whole place as a vampire. I just I'm a bit confused between a vampire or non-vampire.
But I don't know much about what a vampire is, but I'm gonna have to agree here with Astrid. I mean, like Varys, when I first traveled this land, when I heard that your kind were eating my kind, I was quick to label you as all that type of person, but you and Elgin over there taught me otherwise. I mean, regardless of whatever, or may not what Tyrson's family is, that you shouldn't just label them and kill them just because of out of fear.
I agree.
Varys turns to you, Waruay, and to Bayang, and then after that to you, Rhin'zey. The people here saw Tyrson turned into the dragon. Tell me or tell me not that you do not see it happen, Rhin'zey. In Bayang, in Waruay. You were there from earlier reports. Rhin'zey, unless you say otherwise, there was a spoken. Did Tyrson, did he or not turn into the dragon and say that he is the chosen one for the cult of dragon?
If I may step in, Lauren says,
Mhm.
this, I believe this little trick will help. She snaps her fingers, casting Zone of Truth in this area. Now,
Ooh, fancy.
confess. Was this said transformation truth?
Yeah, Rhin'zey.
Can I respond? Because I know what happens. Well, let's just say he made a voluntary decision. It wasn't a very informed voluntary decision, but it was a voluntary decision by him nonetheless. He walked into a certain situation that got him turned into a dragon, and yeah, now we are here.
So,
Well,
but
If I may, only me and Bayang were actually the only ones able to actually see what happened. The others were doing their own thing. I was the closest one to it, and I saw what happened. Something grabbed and climbed up on top of Tyrson and engulfed his body.
However,
Something
did he
took control
volunteer
of
for such an action initially?
Well, it didn't look like it was willingly.
Are you sure? You need to roll for charisma saving throw.
Yeah.
Actually, no.
Rhin'zey
I
doesn't have
don't
to
need
roll.
to.
Rhin'zey doesn't have to roll to it because he's telling the truth.
Well, so am I.
Bayang, how about you?
He keep quiet. He just stand by Waruay.
No, you have to tell the truth. You have to tell the truth that you saw it.
I'm standing. Waruay was before me, and someone I'm below the staircase if I remember correctly. Further from what?
Mm-hmm.
If you say angle wise, someone with staircase, actually.
But you did saw it, so you have
saw
to speak the
dragon
truth.
appear. Yes, I saw dragon appear, but angle wise, distance with the staircase, Bayang direction cannot see.
Mm-hmm. Yep, and after that, Tyrson was not there, right?
Tyrson is not there. He cannot see also because of the angle.
Yep, but that otherwise should actually tell you common sense that he turns to a dragon.
But the question is it willingly or he had no choice? That's the main question.
Yeah.
I'm really
Bayang is hard to
curious
hear.
because fair enough, you can't miss a dragon, but vampires can't turn into dragons. Like, you should know this if you read the history properly, Varys. Do you agree, or you believe vampires turn into dragons?
What I believe right now, whoever you are, I believe what Rhin'zey said. If Rhin'zey said that he turns into a dragon willingly, then everybody else here in this room will agree to me.
Well, how does Rhin'zey know that he turned into willingly? Rhin'zey's
Exactly.
kind of presuming another person's character. Rhin'zey doesn't know that for sure. That if someone did something willingly, none of us can say that.
Okay,
In fact, I
Rhin'zey,
find this whole thing actually
Okay,
to be
Rhin'zey.
a farce. You're judging
Rhin'zey.
a person's character based on something that you don't know what they were thinking at the time. Yet again, you weren't even them.
Okay, Rhin'zey, I'm giving you the final decision here, what you say. If you want to go against Vow and destroy the vampires there, it's your word. You don't want to, it's your word. I will give you the final decision here. But the others, such as Zakaria, Fedra, Lauren, Tinter, Vadu, and Lena, they will go somewhere else to find this dungeon with this vampire. Because Lena will definitely go, Zakaria and Vadu also. Regardless whether they find it or not, they will still destroy it. Because Lena have actually put her foot down and she will not even listen to Astrid or whoever this Waruay or Bayang is. She doesn't even know who these people are.
Well,
Vadu
Rhin'zey
knows it.
says Okay.
Your decision, Rhin'zey. I give you everything on your plate. Whatever you say now is your choice. Then I'll go
Okay.
next to the next scene.
What? I don't get a response, and I don't get the. Okay, sure. I mean, my answer is that, and well, Rhin'zey would say, I've already seen enough life lost. We don't need to voluntarily take more life, whether or not we think that they deserve it. There will be a time where we can judge, with all of the books on the table, with all of the knowledge, and with all the witnesses, in a very, very formal setting. But at the moment, we are all in a rush. This dragon is out of control, and we must put a stop to him. So let's put these priorities first.
Elgin stood up from the chair immediately and said, he bangs the table. Then it's agreed upon. My people don't want to wait for this dragon to actually devour the lands any further. You see Elgin kind-hearted at all. You see him seriously. Then he turns to Varus, then he turns to you, Rhin'zey. Then we'll head straight to Vow the next. But first, there's somebody else that I think we need to see before we actually head further towards Vow. Cornelius! It seems that this... And after that, Elgin looks at you, Cornelius. Cornelius, this is a part where you actually need to follow. This actually involves you and also the cult. And after that, Elgin looks to you. Icarus have his hand on this one, the one that cursed you. And we may need to visit somebody that gave Icarus that power, that changed you into this being that you are right now, Elgin, as he said. Will you follow me again? Cornelius, Elgin looks to you.
I hop next to hop next to Evan and say, as long I can get rid of Icarus and that he does not do what he did to any other innocent people, I will.
Okay, then Varus looks. That is good. Then Varus actually turns to Fedra, and then turns to Lina. Fedra, you and Lauren and Tainter. And then after that, then he turns to Lina.
Really?
Lina is bowed. Lina bows her head. I understood, Varus. Then she turns to you, Vadu. Vadu, then turns to you, Zakaria. Zakar, it seems that our last journey will actually end. We will avenge Christopher, destroy this dragon, and whoever controls this dragon will suffer the same fate. And if it's indeed a vampire, then I will gladly join Fedra and vanquish this family of vampires, wherever they may found. Vadu,
He's not a
Zakar,
vampire.
the blades be prepared. Then Zakar, do you have anything to say?
You have my bow.
You have my sword.
Then she bows. Then Lina looks to Fedra. And Fedra, we'll journey out together. We'll head to this ancient dungeon that actually houses them. And we'll destroy every single one of them. Let none escape.
Well, she looks into the two guards near the fireplace. Guards, fetch the horses. It's gonna be a long way there. Lord Varus, with your permission, and she stands up from the chair, and let me just move her. She basically moves to the side. I will trust that you will remain here, not on the front lines.
Varus looks to you. No. Just like my father before he and I will ride the vow with my men as much as I can. Rhin'zey, prepare your Tabaxi troops for battle.
I turn to Varus. Varus, how is your grandfather? Is he still in the south or in the ground?
My grandfather is dead.
Oh,
He looks to you. But
okay.
then, after that, Bayang, you do not want to waste your time anymore with this. This is nothing to do with you. You head out and took the nearest and the earliest carriage you can find that brings you to Matahari from Rafston. Waruay, do you stay or do you follow Bayang?
Well, this is just insane. I'm just going to turn around and say, this is insane. You have all lost it. I don't know what exactly is happening here anymore, but clearly the Cult of the Dragon has also influenced you as well. And I am done with all of this. And I will leave. I will go get Lunar, and I will run off the head of the others to Valve to warn them, to warn my Kobold brethren and Tyrson's mother that Varys and the others, for some reason, have lost their minds, and now they're planning on destroying the village.
Okay. Do Bayang follow? Bayang, you follow Waruay towards Vow and take the nearest boat and seek out Ordelia?
Yes, because you need the big ship to return to Matahari.
Yes. Okay. I think, okay. So
But
immediately you
he-
actually travel.
But sadly, Bayang don't know his objective because I think he talked to himself.
Mm-hmm. Okay, your objective is actually done. You have returned back to Matahari. That's it. But you actually travel earlier, during the next few days, while the actually others prepared. Okay, Rhin'zey and also the others, like Cornelius, you all actually prepared yourself. Then Rhin'zey, you prepared the last remaining troops of the Tabaxis that was actually still alive. You actually tell them to actually get ready and to actually wait for your answer and to actually march towards Vow until your return. Varys did the same. He told the Knights of Restum to actually march towards Vow, roughly about 30 of them. And you send about 10, maybe, from your own. Then to march towards Vow. What Waruay actually have an early day start. Hey, Waruay, you actually told your Kobold brethren that an army is actually coming. And after you told Petra, you also told Tyrson's mother and the sister that an army is coming. However, Petra during that time was actually quite adamant. If an army is coming and marching, I will face them myself. Even if I have to die for it, then let it be. Tyrson's mother was also quite adamant. And then she said, this is my home. I will protect it in my life. Even if Tyrson is indeed that dragon, even if I have to kill him myself with my own hands, so be it. Either I die first, by the people of Restum and the combined forces of Morocco and Sinebhet, but I will not let my daughter die. She looked to her youngest daughter, and then after that she urged her daughter to actually follow you to Matahari. But this is where you roll for persuasion. Because who you want to bring to Matahari? Because there's going to be war, obviously, from the combined forces of Sinebhet, Morocco, and so on against a very small village of Vow. So you know for a fact Vow is in a total loss.
Waruay?
Oh, I have it on
Waruay.
mute.
Okay.
So my character is good. And once realizing that what's about to happen, he's not going to run off. He will try and stay and convince the others when they show up that what they're doing is wrong. But if they don't, he will try and defend the village.
Okay, Bayang, this is not your fight. Waruay wants to stay. So you take the boat with Ordelia. Ordelia doesn't want to stay, of course. This is not her fight.
He of course go back.
Okay. Alright, Waruay. Bayang actually leave towards the ship. Ordelia
No,
goes to you, Bayang.
continue. You neither talk with Bayang.
If Bayang is going to leave, I say, well, thank you for all the work that you've done to our group. But it seems this continent, half of it's gone crazy. I can't leave my kind here to die. Like the other kobolds here. Not after I went through so much trouble to try and save them.
Then
If you-
Bayang pause for a while. What about your helm in Matahari.
Oh yeah,
And it's like,
you do have
wait,
help
how do you know about that?
I somehow know.
Hmm. I scratch my chin, and it's like, all right, in that case, then I want to try and. I mean, you're right, but I want to try and convince the other kobolds and that Fen to come with me. Fen, I'll go back to Petra and that and trying to convince them to leave. Leave this village. Just let them come take it, get everyone out of here alive. Fenry can worry about it later. From the Metahari, we can work out a way to come back and claim it.
That is your choice. I have other things on hand. But it is the final word. Any other message or objective you need to bring back?
I will hand Bayang the.
No matter how, I'll be on the ship, waiting for your final call.
Just in case I don't come back, I hand him the piece of scarab that I have with the ingrained plants on it, and say, if I don't come back, can you hand this to. Was it Tetra or Detra? I can't remember the naming of it. The alchemist shop owner. Can you hand this to her with a message and saying that these people that carry this mark have taken over the north and prepare for what's going to come next if I don't make it back to the boat.
Consider it done. And then he walked towards the ship area. Well,
I
you still
will.
have to before the ship move.
I will try and go and convince the kobolds and Tyrson's mother, and I guess his other family, his wife, his son, and all the merchants and all that to come back. Come back to the Mahari.
Okay. Roll for persuasion for each person.
Oh, how many persuasions is that then? Because there's a lot of
Okay,
NPCs in the village.
First, the kobold. The kobold has their own leader. Okay, just roll for the kobold first.
I'll
Okay.
Because you're kobold and kobold, you have advantage.
I will be there with Waruay, so
Okay, pass.
Yep.
Right. The kobolds actually look to you, Waruay. If you stay, and we will stay and fight. Because, Waruay, you are the one that bring us here together with Tyrson. If Tyrson is indeed the dragon, then the dragon will devour us as food. We'll make sure that he's always full. But we'll die together with you when the time comes.
Yeah, for now, let's go back to the Mahari. Then we can plan and work out something from there in order to
The
then we'll
kobold
come
says,
back.
but we promised Tyrson that we will stay here and protect the village.
I turn around and say, because Tyrson is indisposed, I can speak for him.
The kobolds looks to you, Waruay, and they point a finger at this person, and they say, "Who is this?"
I show
one of
my
the-
signet ring of the house I belong to, and I think the kobold would be very interested of my signet ring. Of the
They
house.
scratch their head. What's that? What's the ring? Are you proposing? Kobolds look to you. Waruay, the kobolds are not smart. They're neither wise. So you have to tell them.
I am Tyrson's sister, so you need to, and my mother,
Oh.
to evacuate.
What
Hey,
if
Tyrson has two sister? Damn.
okay, I suppose the chat with Tyrson's mother is going to be interesting then. And say to him, it's like, I will talk to Tyrson's mother then. And if she says that it's okay, then would you be fine then to come with me back to the Mahari?
Kobold looks to you and said, "You speak to the mother first. We follow mother. If mother say we leave, we leave. If she say we stay, we stay and fight to the death."
Alright, then I will go I imagine the merchants are going to be a no-brainer because they will want to go back. What
No,
merchant wants to
they will
stay?
flee the moment they hear an army is coming.
Yeah. I imagine the merchants are loading up into the ship as we speak.
Oh yes, all of them.
Yeah. So I guess who's left in the village?
The people of Vow actually follows the mother. The mother say she will stay. They will stay. They will die together with her.
Okay, I guess I'm going to go talk to the mother then.
Okay,
Yep.
all right. Yeah, towards the mother within the monastery. Okay, wait. Let me drag you guys to the world, to the map instead. Let me make life easier. Okay, I need to remove a few NPCs first. There's on the map.
Man, it totally
This
feels
ship
like
is
Game of Thrones.
No, it's basically Game of Thrones.
this ship
Yeah.
is not here.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, the backstabbing, the betrayal.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Oh yeah. Like the whole thing was actually even the funeral talk. I was actually tearing up. I never thought Jan would cry over one of my characters. I'm so touched.
Okay.
Yeah, when you think something's going
Okay.
one way,
I
all of
mean,
a
I
sudden,
think I wanted to
next
say my
crocodile comes
Tabux
out
is
of
we're going
nowhere
off to
and
war.
just changes everything.
I'm not crying for your character. I'm just crying because that's how emotional I am when it comes to things.
Yes, because of the music also at the same time. So yeah.
Well, yeah, you kind of just agreed to uh, put together the rest of the surviving tabaxis, and basically go to war with Val.
Mm-hmm.
So you're on your way here to actually slaughter everyone in this village right now.
Some good.
Yes.
That's one of the things that I wanted to do.
The Tabaxis, the Halflings, the humans of Restum and Cinnahead, the Orcs of Frostwolf, and also the Tabaxis. That is over 100 troops against like only 30 kobolds.
Yep.
But when you head towards Vow, you also see 100 of hobgoblins. It's like there. It's like waiting. It's like seems to be enjoying themselves at Vow. It's like Waruay and also Astrid and also the sister. But the mother instead actually talked to you and Petra at one of the monastery where actually your house actually is. Okay, let me answer this one. Is here.
Where
Your guys are still loading, most likely.
Oh, okay. Where is this NPC? Is it like the home? Oh yeah, the home. I've seen it.
Northwest corner.
Mm-hmm. I'll be right back. Just going to the bathroom while everybody's loading.
Right. Okay, Ordelia is on the ship waiting for everybody to actually load it. And then the kobolds will be here. Oops. I already took the fruit out.
So where's the mother and the wife? Where is everyone? Because I suppose I'm waiting to talk to her yet before deciding where if I go back or stay.
Northwest corner. I think you may need to drag out your token. Because I don't see your token anywhere.
I don't see it anywhere either. Wait, I'll highlight the whole map. No. Nothing came up. There's nothing on the map that's in my control.
I don't think Vow will burn because I think Rhin'zey will probably take over Vow completely and make this his new home. I don't think there will be a battle even. I think it's probably just immediate capture. Well, it's up to Rhin'zey though. I'll wait for him during the last 2 episodes, whether he want to kill everybody or burn everything down. Blood for blood. Make it Game of Thrones if you have to.
Damn.
And create his character as an evil character from lawful good. That's not really lawful good.
Maybe he doesn't want to be lawful good. It's up to him. But he can't change alignment just like that because it takes time.
Oh,
So I
yeah.
don't think it will be his character. So let me drag Waruay in. Okay, here.
I guess Astra too. It's going to be interesting meeting either her stepmom or her mother. I'm not quite sure with that.
Stepmother.
Yeah.
Let me drag
Hey,
Astrid
sis.
in. All right.
Sorry, what?
Okay, here. Okay, Waruay. You are now facing Tyrson's mom and also the sister. The sister looked to you and then she said, I know the dragon is my brother, Waruay. You don't have to tell me. We can sense it, we can feel it. He's fighting for his soul. If as if I felt as if there are two souls within the body, but Mother said there is three, not two. There are three souls within the body of Aab'Shagua. My brothers, Aab'Shagua himself, and another one, much more treacherous than the other two. If one dies, one takes over, and if that third soul actually takes over the remains and decided to actually kill Tyrson from within, then all is lost. Not only everything in this kingdom will be destroyed, but Waruay, you don't have to worry so much. Your friend Durotan, and these other two girls, I think she calls herself Ptyei'heon, and the other one is as if her beauty like shines within the moonlight herself. It's like, I think Andraste, and another one, quite shy but quite beautiful. I think Esmeralda or something she calls herself. They're sailing towards Steel-Pack Mountains to create a weapon that can destroy the dragon from within. But that is a last resort. If Tyrson couldn't be saved, then this weapon will permanently kill my brother. But if we want to save the kingdom, if we want to save everybody here in these lands, then we have no choice but to actually take him down. Then you see the mother, her face turned serious and looks to Waruay. My son is a fool, just like his father. And there's a reason why the father is not here, traveling the lands, most likely seeding every woman that he sees, just like my son too. But an idiot that he is, the mother actually looks to you. I love him all the same, and so does Petra. But I will stay here, Waruay. The people too. We grew up here. I see the people here. I will stay and fight. If these adventurers call themselves vampires, then I will raise the undeads from the crypt to face them. And I will face them myself, even if I have to lose my life.
First off, I'm glad that Durotan sounds like he's finally managed to get lucky with the ladies. Did he manage
Petra
to
laughed.
drop off Tyrson's stuff? Because I believe Tyrson had a weapon that devours souls that may be helpful to you, Sen. If you could use it to devour the other two souls, maybe you could free Tyrson then.
A sword? Oh, you mean the family heirloom? That's buried deep within the crypt itself. Nobody else would know this whereabouts.
Oh,
And you're
Tyrson
saying that
found it.
you're...
Yeah, Durotan didn't bring it back. He was supposed to bring it back with the rest of the gear. To
Not
back
that I
to
know
family.
of. But if Tyrson found it, then it's actually bad news. That sword can only be used by those that have evil intentions.
Ah.
That sword is evil, Waruay.
Well, that
It
explains
corrupts
how it killed Helios then.
it corrupts the mind. That's the reason why my husband Bjorn buried it within the crypt, never to be found again. With the rest of the warrior, our first child, he was the one that actually wielded the sword. The sword was given to him by a black dragon.
Hmm.
It is
Oh.
it is good that Durotan did not give it back to me. I would never receive it in the first place. I I'm surprised that he can actually carry it without being corrupted by the evil soul from within. That sword, nobody else should wield that sword, Waruay. You have. Wait, who. Did Durotan tell you who did he give the sword to?
Well, I asked Durotan to hand it to his family here in Val.
Then I pray for the soul that receive it, that they do not take the sword. Anybody that wields the sword will be corrupt and will be unstoppable.
I mean, I saw its power. I saw it. Saw Tyrson wield it and kill Helios. If you can kill a god with a sword, then
The mother
that's.
grabs your shoulder. Who did Durotan give the sword to?
I don't know. He was supposed to give it to use. Has Durotan already came through? If it corrupts your mind, maybe Durotan's mind is corrupted.
And Father looks to you. No, I did not see anything. I gave the family armor and the family weapon, the adamantine sword and the weapons that Bjorn used to wear. I don't see Durotan actually carrying a dark sword. And then the sister then said, I don't feel the sword's presence, mother. When Durotan first came, I don't sense it. If that is indeed true, then Tyrson have indeed been corrupted by the darkness from within. If he was actually able to hold it, then you see the mother actually took a deep breath, sat on the chair, put her hand on the forehead, and sighed deeply. This is the worst thing that could happen. First the dragon, and now the sword.
Well,
Oh,
besides all the troubling news, I have one more caveat to put on that, and I put my fingers together. Well, as I don't know what's exactly been going on. I pull out the piece that I have with the mark of the dragon on it, and say that whoever these people are, and I show the emblem of the dragon, they somehow have convinced Varus to raise an army with the help of Rhin'zey, and they're on their way here to kill everyone in this village. They say that yous are vampires and yous are evil. And they're
she
saying that
looks.
yous are the one that caused the dragon's attacks.
She looks at it, and then she looks at the sign, and then she said, "The sign of the dragon." What was the color of the amulet? Do you see the color? Each amulet symbolizes each different dragon's color.
Oh,
Gold, green, purple, anything.
well, the two that tried to kill me were silver, but I destroyed them.
Silver. Silver. Then Petronin said, no, Silver was not trying to kill. Silver actually indicated he actually wants to tell you something.
Well, I need to have a discussion then with the wolves in the forest about that, because they were supposed to be evil. That's why they destroyed them. Oh, even
The
even
sister,
my tree friend, Lenny, even he said they were evil.
then after that you see the mother and looks to you and looks to Astrid, and then she said, and then she turns to you, Astrid, and she said, you have been lost for quite some time, Astrid. You were never supposed to return, mother said. You were safe with the rest of the people that we put you in.
Like, I turned to mother. Mother, I was more concerned of the repercussion of this full virus than anything else. Because if he, if my, our eldest brother, he is gonna be mad, and I'm concerned the rage will consume him. And you know what he did when he was young? Made that deal with a fiend. So, I'm just I'm more concerned of the consequences of people's actions than anything else. And I think Tyrson was trying to do a good thing than a bad thing. So I that's why I was like, what's happening. And plus I finished my training, by the way.
The mother then looks to you. She just like walks over to you, Astrid. You see her swinging her arm about to slap your face, but she quickly just turns and just gives you a hug. And it's good that you're here, my daughter. And after that, she turns to your other half sister and said, and then points to you, to her. This is your other sister, and your sister looks to you. It's like it seems that we're not too far from each other's tree.
No.
Or at least other's bloodline is good. We're all beautifully named.
Yes, our father is a wonderful man and wise. He had the foresight to do things before things get out of control again. I just hope this time round the world doesn't scorch because of stupid people's actions.
The mother looks to you. There are far worse things right now that's happening. If I knew what my son was doing, I would have stopped him. If I knew that he picked up the Soul Eater, I would have stopped him completely. Your father should have destroyed the weapon. He did. He tried. He climbed the highest mountains of the north to the summit itself, the God's Peak or something they call it. He threw the sword to his pits to the bottom, only for him to see the sword return back and it came through. Then after that he buried at the crypt. That crypt was not supposed to be found. And yet, that sword was not supposed to be found itself. If indeed Tyrson has been corrupted, Astrid, she sighed. Then
Like
you
I had a
you have
yeah.
no choice, Astrid. There is. Then she turns to Petra. Petra, I know that you love Tyrson deeply, but this is not your fight. This is a family matter now. Astrid, what do you want to say?
I was just gonna say, I think he's actually, like you said, there's three souls, and Tyrson is fighting. Waruay said it so he can't be that gone to be fighting. So
Then she said, then your mother looked to you, looked to her other daughter, your half sister, then looks to Petra, then looks to Waruay. Then she looked at the other half sister and said, you have to head towards Matahari. This will be a fight between me and my son. And if indeed the sword has corrupted him, then I will pierce his heart and lay him to rest. And then Petra then looks to mother and then said, if you could save him, you should. And the mother then said, he is beyond saving now. The sword has corrupted him. But the sword, we need to know where is the sword.
I don't mean to interrupt you, lovely ladies, but I think everyone seems to be forgetting about the army that's coming here to wipe you all out.
I turn. If the forest it has still the badness of it, most of the people in the army will be scared or too scared to come here. But I agree. We should prepare if we're going to stay and fight.
The mother looks to you, Astrid, then looks to you, Waruay, and then she said, Waruay, can you bring Petra and my daughter, two of them, she said, to Matahari, and I'll stay, and I'll let my people follow you, and then you will rebuild. Take the coffers, take every gold that you have here, rebuild elsewhere. But, and then after that, then she said, then I will stay here. I will have to use the family's blade if the dragon comes to attack first, or the army arrives, or the army came first and then the dragon arrives. Then it's gonna be a battle. that would destroy Vow completely?
There's another option, Mother. I know it's nobetic, poetic of like standing fighting, but I think this time we should just disappear for a while and see what happens and like lock the crypt. I have, if Tyrson was wise enough, and I think he was, took the key and destroyed the key of entering the main crypts of our family line, so that's well secured. On top of, I think we should fight another day, harder and stronger, by lurking in the shadows and understanding our enemy more than what we are doing. I think there's more things in play here than anything else. They think they're versing vampires. I just chuckled. And don't forget, we used to hunt werewolves for a living as pups, as little kids. So, what's actually in the forest when it comes at night time? Because we are not here, they will come out, and it'll be their problem. I think we should all go to the Mohari and reassess and find information. Information is power. I do.
Step in that point. It's like, that I can help with. I happen to know some people in the Mohari that not only can keep you all of you safe, then, but also help gather information.
Because there's an elvish person there, I think it's much better to write things in the Dhampir words till we return to lock everything up.
Okay, alright, Astrid, I already roll for the sister. Yes, mother, I believe what Astrid is saying. Even though she have returned after so many years, but I think that we should actually leave and then find out what's actually happening. And then Petra then said, yes, even though if Tyrson actually comes over to Vow and his notice is empty, the only thing that he could devour is the army that actually approaches it.
Exactly,
Even though,
that's a good point.
then, okay, then I believe that we should leave. Then, okay, Astrid, roll for persuasion. You have... Okay, just roll persuasion. You have no advantage. I mean,
Okay.
yeah.
The page is loading because it's here we go. Here we go. That no, for some reason it just didn't roll.
It hasn't shown up yet.
Yeah, it hasn't. Yeah.
Yeah, the mother stepping on the table, waiting.
Wait, because we're both talking, wouldn't it have given him
I failed.
wouldn't I have been aided him on his roll then?
No, you can't. It's like the mother only listens to the sister and Petra. Okay, 22.
Well, no need, 22.
Okay. Alright. Okay. But before I go to you, I need to go to one scene first because Ryan needs to go. Where is it? Okay. Meanwhile, while you actually talk to the mother, Ptyei'heon, all on top of the ship, sailing towards skill pack, you see Durotan actually controlling the ship. He seems to be quite good in controlling the boat, as it seems. But Esmeralda and Ptyei'heon, please roll for Constitution saving throw.
Fuck's sake.
Just give me a second, just loading the character sheet now for
Alright.
Also, yeah, I have to leave in 5 minutes.
Oh,
Yeah, I
okay.
know, that's what I'm doing. Right, just roll con save. Okay, pass.
Just a sec, waiting.
Yeah, I don't know how I know.
0.
Here we are.
Okay, alright. Okay, Esmeralda, it is your first time on a boat. You actually seasick and you hurl near the deck itself and then just outside. Andres actually just pat you on the back and he said, First time?
Yes. I've
Wait,
normally when we cross water, we're riding my grandmother's house. This is the first time I've been on a boat.
She just laughed. Yes, this tapped you on the shoulder. You just rest, young girl. Then she had over to you, Ptyei'heon, and that's when you said, Ptyei'heon, where we're heading right now, everything will be in your hand. Everything. Everything. Your effort here, your thunderbolt will be the instrument that will actually help us to actually take down Aab'Shagua completely.
she turns around. Yeah. Thanks for the support. Oh God, this is becoming nerve wracking. I haven't redesigned anything that big before, and this thing she says she like slaps her Stormbow. That was just like a little project that I found lying in some abandoned shack, and oh God.
Yes, and hopefully, if everything is okay, we will be putting the Stormbow on this ship at the front, where the bow is, and make sure that hopefully your aim is true, and hopefully Durotan's skill in sailing is good enough to make sure that this boat actually stays stable.
Yeah, all right. Thanks.
But it will be your skill in aiming the bow that will be needed, Ptyei'heon.
Yeah.
Andrasta next to you. And you're like trying to not hurl while talking to her.
No, she's very nervous because of all the pressure has been put on her.
Yes, everything's on you. May the gods of Heliod actually looks into your aim, Ptyei'heon, and your skills, and perhaps your people, will be proud of you.
Thanks for that.
Yes.
Okay.
Right. I can see land. Looks like we'll be heading straight towards the Kobold's village. Okay, Durotan, you see land. The two Kobolds actually that said, Captain! Land ahoy! Land ahoy!
You mean goblins?
The goblins, sorry. The goblins, not the
Goblin,
Kobolds,
yeah.
sorry. The goblins. But you step the ship nicely, Durotan, and then after that, we put to shore and head towards the Kobold village with Ptyei'heon and Andraste. Well, the two goblins actually stay on the ship, making sure they're always tied up. You see Andraste actually walking up really, really fast all the way. Then you can see
What?
Kobold soldiers waiting at the side, and they
Wait.
actually like stop all of you and said, "Oh,
So the
you
boat
guys there?
sailed to the mountains?
No. At the ocean and down below. These are the mountains. It's been a while since you've seen this map. Okay, Kobold stopped Andraste and said, "It's okay. We are friends here, young Kobold. I'm Andraste. This is my friend Durotan, Ptyei'heon, and Esmeralda down there. She's a bit sick, so she'll take her some time to walk up. Understandable." Then the
Waruay,
kobolds, I said,
Waruay, drag Esmeralda out.
you see one dwarf walks over. Hey, my name's Nasdrin Frostshield. Who you might be? Andraste and said, we're here to look for the master blacksmith, and we have some gift that she would be happy to receive. Then you see the dwarf and speaks out and said, "My the gods! To maintain steel. You don't see this every day." And the restaurant speaks out, yes. So, can we have an audience with her? Then the dwarf speaks, hey, sure, walk in front. You can't miss it. The kobolds will lead the way. Head towards the village, and the kobolds will actually lead you down and left. Then you see Andraste and bows. Thank you, Lundgren Frostshield. Let's go, Durotan, Esmeralda, Ptyei'heon. As you all actually help and walk towards the Kobold village, you reach the gates itself, and you see one particular dwarf and two other kobolds like stopping at your track, and you see the particular dwarf like smoking a pipe and said, "Hey, let me say, a beautiful lass, an ugly orc, another beautiful lass, another beautiful lass. So,
Hey, who
Orc.
you calling ugly? Beryl?
I do believe he means you.
well, when I see an orc following 3 beautiful ladies, well, I guess beauty actually subdue all of them. Seeing the true beauty actually hide your ugliness. But what you're here for, before we blast you with some arrows. But I'll let the pretty ladies in, but well, if she can vouch for you, Orc, you must be the bodyguard, and since you're not wearing much.
Excuse me. I am, and he points to Andraste. I'm her husband. Thank you very much.
Oh,
And Rosina
wait,
walks.
what?
Oh, please. She walks. Not husband.
I'm choking on my chocolate. I'm choking on my chocolate.
And Rusty walks away. I'm sorry, please. Durotan, not husband. I'm saving myself for somebody else, but definitely not you. Then you see the dwarf. Well, if you're waiting for somebody else, I hope it's me, eh? And then Rusty looks to him. Sorry, they don't even you. Then Rusty said, then Kira Grill Dream, trick maker here, I be looking for. Then Anderson said, I'm looking for the great blacksmith herself. And I'm here bearing some gift. Adamantine steel, carried by my orc slave behind me. Of course, Stellan sticks out. Then Kirigel looks to you, Durotan. Then he walks over to you and he texts, Ah, it is indeed adamantine steel. Rare. Do you kill a dragon for this? The dwarf is asking Rusty. No adamantine dragons. So far I know.
Just related to a dragon myth, though.
Well, not yet. But hopefully soon, I believe. That is your intention, yes? For you to kill the said dragon?
Hey, Ptyei'heon listen. Emeralda, yes, you're here to actually accompany them to kill a dragon. You're not too sure which dragon, though. But a dragon is a dragon. They all probably deserve to die. Maybe not all, but few. But the dwarf then speaks. All right, follow me, all of you. It's time to actually send you down. You see a number of kobolds actually resting in the camp. Looking at the rest of you actually walk in. You see one particular dwarf actually call something up, and after that he just screams at, all right, you damn kobolds, bring up the lift. It's like, you know what to do. Press that red button, not the green button. Red one! Red one! And then you hear like some kobolds skip and yap. Oh, sorry, okay, okay, Ryan, see you next week.
Yep.
Yeah, take care, man.
Crunk.
And you see the lift actually coming up. Then you see and Rusty and Durotan and others actually like went down. Then as you all went down to the lift, you see the gates open. This metal gate opens up. And you see an Anderson and walks out from within. And you see one kobold like stopping you all as you all went down. The kobold speaks out. Yeah. IDs, please. The kobold is saying. Anderson said, we don't have any IDs. Are we here supposed to actually tell you that we're at a certain age? Well, I'm following some SOPs over here. Rules are rules. Andraste looks, well, this is my slave, the orc, and my 2 lovely daughters. The kobold then looks behind her and she said, alright, you may pass. Okay, Durotan, as the slave, you follow Andraste.
Mm-hmm.
Then Andraste looks one dwarf, and then you see, again, another in Frostfield. Hey, Mally, you know, come, let me lead you to the blacksmith. And hopefully she wants to build that whatever you want trying to do. Are you trying to make a love boat or something, or a bentine steel? Or are you trying to make a sword or an axe or something else? Well, Andraste actually speaks out. Well, not really, but we're actually trying to make a weapon to kill a dragon. A dragon? Well, hopefully you're not killing our dragon. Our dragon's nice. There you see like Andraste like that. Yes, I know your dragon's nice. The silver dragon. Wait, was it a silver dragon?
Waruay.
Then you see Nadrin Frost introduce you to one particular dwarf, female dwarf. You can see her carrying a hammer, her hair actually tied back. You can see her bosom actually almost like protruding out from her apron. You can see Andraste like, look. Yeah. And then you see this lady introduce herself. Craigilda Strongstone here. So, I hear that you want something forged from the Mantine. Let me look at it. Is this slave of yours carrying it? She looks to you, Durotan.
I just dropped the stuff, but say, like, I just give Andraste the stinky look, but judging the situation, he's just gonna, hold it for now.
And you see this particular female dwarf looks at you. You're particularly strong. Very strong for an orc. Your body size. Huge. And she said, huh. And then after she looks on the stay, are you sure that this is your slave? Yes, pretty much. You can, if do you want any payments for the construction that I actually want to tell you? And then she tells Andraste, and then Andraste tells Ptyei'heon. Ptyei'heon, can you please explain to Strongstone what you need? Strongstone looks to Ptyei'heon. You're a scrawny little bitch. Well, if you have something to tell me, just tell me something. And after that, then she turns her attention to you, Durotan.
Mm-hmm.
Roll for insight.
Okay.
Esmeralda, roll for insight.
One moment. Here we are. Not too bad, but not great either.
Okay. You see you notice that the dwarf was actually busy talking to Ptyei'heon. She kept on lying and looking at you, like up and down. Actually, she's checking you out, but you're not too sure whether she's actually looking at you because you're an orc or dwarves don't like orcs. But for Esmeralda, maybe this dwarf doesn't really like Durotan. The way this dwarf is looking at Durotan, it's like you notice that. Okay, roll for perception. Is that Durotan and also Esmeralda?
Okay.
Nope, you don't notice anything. Okay, Esmeralda's turn. Okay, Esmeralda, you're unsure though. This dwarf is actually looking at Durotan up and down, but this dwarf she was busy talking to Ptyei'heon. This dwarf was actually biting her lips as she was actually looking at Durotan. But you don't know what's going on. But maybe this dwarf doesn't really like this orc or anything. But what you found so interesting, Esmeralda, is the way the cave, this dwarven sanctuary, is made, especially with the kobolds. Before even going through the kobolds, before even coming here, you have to go through some kobolds first. Even here, this place seems to be very well protected and very well established. The way the dwarf actually designed the cave, a water aqueduct that actually fires the anvil itself with fire so strong they could melt adamantine. You think to yourself, what? You don't like the confines of the cave itself. There's not much oxygen, but you do notice that the smoke from within actually flies up towards the roof itself. That makes the mountain as if that is actually volcanic. But also, you heard stories about there's a dragon here living in this mountain, but you don't see any dragons living in this cave. But you ignore it. But Durotan, Ptyei'heon, and Andraste actually looks to one of the dwarf. I will take my leave and rest somewhere else. Well, the rest of you, Durotan, you may need to actually help with hammering her, and also Ptyei'heon will actually talk about design.
Okay. And he's like,
Andraste walks away.
but
Okay, Durotan, what do you want to do?
Oh, he also dropped down his rusty equipment, like the stuff that he found. He's like, by George, could you also fix these rusty weapons and the shield? Otherwise, I can't
The
do
dwarf
my
looks.
duty.
The dwarf looks at you. This is easy. This will take us some time, but it's easy to make. It's easy to forge.
Oh, thank
And
you.
then and then after that, what action?
He's just gonna, tell her that if you need me to hammer anything or to assist, I'll be more than happy to help you.
Right. Then the dwarf actually looks to you and said, "Well, maybe after all of this, once I'm all sweaty, you could hammer me." Roll for insight.
Okay. Another that one. I'm pretty sure of it.
Yep.
I called it.
You're like,
Wait. I know the perfect response. Sure, I'll hammer you. Just, give me the hammer and I'll hammer you down. He just thinks literally she want to be hammered.
And Ptyei'heon just roll her eyes. She just continue as telling the design to the dwarf, and the dwarf like, okay. All right, Esmeralda, what do you want to do?
She should probably go look around. Look, this is all new and interesting to her, so she's probably just gonna wander off and look around. She's gonna go for a walk.
Okay, all right. You're gonna go for a walk. Okay, then just go to one location. You can just roll for investigation or
Okay, yep.
history or whatever. History, investigation.
Okay. Investigation, history. Investigation will probably make more sense.
Okay.
So I don't know. Just put me somewhere randomly on the map then. Somewhere if I
Randomly on the map.
Here,
Okay.
roll 1d6. So 1 would be north, F, and yeah, just go around in a clockwise motion. So
Right.
3 would be somewhere over here, Sen.
Okay.
I don't know, up
Then
here,
you're gonna
where this
be
guy is, there.
okay. All right. Yet over here, you actually see one dwarf, and dwarf actually looks at you. And after that, he just like telling you, like, what you doing here? The mine, class. You must be lost. We're actually just walking around. You notice that they actually have some sort of tracks. The dwarf actually explained to you, those are train tracks. Easy for us to actually bring the mines and the ores that we actually bring from deep within underground of this place. Well, as long as we don't go too deep, we'll be fine. But we have not gone so far yet. But the train tracks lead all the way down, even the lift. And after that, you look into it, you actually find it very fascinating. It's like the dwarf are actually able to actually make this type of machinery. And they actually do have a lift that actually goes all the way down. From the first level to 100 feet, to 200 feet, 300 feet down. It might be a kilometer even, you're unsure. But you're not interested in the dwarvish mines, but you just investigate and you just sit there. After I explain to you that this part of the mine that actually mines the ores. Okay, what's your last action?
I will suppose I will wander off again. Actually, just noticed down here, is that what, like a kitchen or something? So she's gonna wander off and eventually end up down here, past the mess hall in the kitchen. Talk to
Yes.
this old man, and she will bake a whole bunch of cookies up.
The old man, he tells you, oh, you found the kitchen. Well, the old man, it's like cookbook because of, and he said, oh, you seem to be very good in the kitchen. So you could be helping this old man to make food for the old hungry dwarf after they're done mining.
Yeah, I'll with what ingredients are there, I will make up a whole bunch of little dwarf and kobold shaped cookies.
No, okay, should be very easy. Okay, this should be under intelligence. Roll for intelligence.
Oh, I have the cook
Oh,
chef
chef.
feat as
Okay, even
well.
better. That's everything. Okay. Right. Okay, that's good. That's good. Yeah.
I have
All right.
to
Okay.
cook.
That means that the dwarf actually likes you. Okay. Roll for persuasion with advantage.
Oh, okay.
Okay, you have one fame at Skillpack Mountain.
Oh,
The dwarves and the kobolds actually like your cooking. You are now known.
interesting.
And then after that, they start singing some songs. And then after that, cheering, drinking dwarven beer. And also, but Durotan and Ptyei'heon just busy at the Anvil area, making sure that everything be done. But meanwhile, going back to Vow again. Where's Vow? Loading. All right. Okay. Astrid, you actually persuaded your mother that you have not seen for so many years to actually leave this place and just leave it. Leave it for the rest of the people to conquer. Leave it undefended. Leave it as it is. Because there's a reason why the people of Vow actually protected this place for eons, for generations. It's because of the other creatures of the nights that you dwell within. Why the crypts and many of the forests itself, the Forgotten Forest itself, has always the creatures there to fight. You decided to actually tell your mother. Your mother actually looks to you and she said, very well then. If that is what you wish for, then I'll follow you and Waruay towards Matahari, and we will just rebuild from there. But I I'm not that close with the Lord of Matahari. I think Xanathar Valorant. He's but he's okay. But once we arrive there, I think Xanathar will be able to actually give us a place. Even though maybe if there's none, then I will probably give him the coffers that we have to rebuild and give us more homes, perhaps, in Matahari.
Well, Tyrson and his wife have the home that was inherited by his son. At least that's a starting point.
Not enough. Not enough for the people. For the people, though.
It's a starting point. I know. I happen to know the mayor really well, so I might be able to talk to him, and then we can work something out.
Then, Waruay, I have your word for it. If you know the mayor really well, then lead the way then. We will leave this place. We will bring everything. All the money, all the belongings. We will leave everything empty.
It should. I suppose I'm not one with conventional warfare, but I know you should never leave a stronghold intact to the enemy. I hate to say this, but as we leave, maybe we should set fire to the houses.
This one you have to roll persuasion with disadvantage. Astrid can assist to remove that disadvantage.
Mm-hmm. Leave? He said he just needed to go to the bathroom.
Oh. Okay. I think you roll persuasion first with disadvantage. I guess I can't roll for Astrid because it's in the D&D Beyond.
Okay. I suppose he'll be back in a moment. Persuasion.
Yeah.
It's a
I'm gonna be moving Petra and the others to the ship first. I think we will do that later. Okay, while on the ship, Cordelia.
Yeah?
Your ship is full. You have never seen so many people. 30 kobolds, 30 over humans, and also the family. It's the family. It's like you've never seen the mother, especially. It's like your ship. She's always terrified of water, but this is the first time she's actually on the ship. You look at this many people and you have to bring them to Matahari. But you need to assure them that everything will be safe. But as the pirate captain yourself, you are not a pirate. You are actually quite good. You are actually quite good and fond of the people of Vow and Matahari. You travel from strait to strait, making sure that the sea line is safe from any other pirate attacks. But you see, Petra actually walks over to you, and after she just said, "Oh, Odelia, I hope that our travels will be an uneventful one."
Who do you think you're talking to? I am Odelia, Ocean Swan Ithildine. I
Then you
sailed
slap
the
her.
sea. Sorry, what?
Then you slap her. Who do you
No,
think
no,
you're talking to?
no, I did not do that.
Okay.
That would have been epic. I'm the
The
captain.
journey is the
Oh.
safest one you will ever ridden.
Oh,
Trust me.
oh, you
Oh,
go.
sorry,
Sorry.
you're saying? Go,
No, I
go
meant like
first.
all the other NPCs in the village. Are they just assuming they're on the ship as well?
Yep.
Or did you want to move them all over? Because
Oh, wait, yeah, there's two people at the tavern. Oh, run away. Wait, let me drag
No,
this
we
guy.
don't run. We fight and drink.
there's
We just
also
come
two
in empty
goblins in the
place
water.
and we get to drink everything.
The goblins are swimming.
What the hell?
La 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 la.
Oh, someone's still on the field. No one told her and him.
Oh, come on. I mean, at this rate, there'll be no civilians for us to kill or to pillage if everybody runs.
No, you do have something. You do have something to kill, but it'll be the dragon that will be like, where are all the food?
No,
Oh, I think Leaf is back.
I'm talking about the military, like in terms of us, the army. At this rate, we will have nothing to kill, or to mingle, or to sell as slaves.
So as people evacuate.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Astrid need to roll for persuasion
Yep.
Disadvantage.
to
I think.
assist.
Oh yeah.
No, just assistance. It's just an assist.
That's right.
Otherwise, it's gonna be the 6 and not the 17.
Hmm.
Okay, that is the 17. Okay, after you suggested to the mother, to Astrid's mother, that it's best to actually burn down the village instead of giving a full-fledged village to the people that to rest them, to seize his war that wants to take over. So it's best to actually burn the village to the ground and not give it to them easily.
Yep. That was actually what I was planning to do. So
I suppose it worked out quite well then.
yeah.
Yeah. So did that? Yeah, they locked up near crypt thing, whatever it is, right?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah.
They lock up the crypt. They actually burn the crypt down, which is the one on the northwest. This is the one that leads to the abandoned dungeon underneath, actually, which is actually which is as big as this map. The dungeon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yes, it's an ancient dungeon, but that will be done in season 3. Okay.
Yep. So everything gets burnt.
Yeah, and everyone, besides a few stragglers around, everyone should be in the boat now.
I don't see anybody else
the,
here. Actually.
the goblins having a swim. There's someone in the storeroom over here. I think that's everyone. No one's
Run
no one left in
away!
the bar. No one left in the no one's left in the privy. Are they? I hope.
Nobody.
Oh, storeroom in the docks.
Storeroom at the docks. Somebody else there? Oh yeah, there is.
Yeah.
Okay, that's not
And,
the NPC.
and just below that, the two goblins on a romantic swim. Or maybe they could be in the dinghy.
Right? Okay, let's see now. There's nobody else here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, then I'm gonna leave this map empty because I need to put all the fire. I'm not gonna put the fire GIF because it's gonna lag everybody. I'm just gonna put a static fire when the dragon actually arrives. So there will be episode 11, episode 12. So there'll be a big battle. Okay, so Odelia, after you see all these people, all these kobolds on your ship, do you want to charge them?
Oh, I run up to her and give her a hug and say, oh, I'm so glad to see you again. It's like a lot
Who's
has
hugging
happened
me?
since you dropped us.
Who is hugging me?
The little kobold Waruay. You know Waruay very well.
Oh, Waruay! Haven't seen you in a long time. How have you been?
I mean, okay. I mean, I'm not dead, but And
Wait,
for-
I'm here. Where are you hugging? I'm here.
Oh, wait.
Hugging the leg, humping the
Okay.
leg.
Oh, yeah, unfortunately, some of the other friends or companions that I was with that you helped us drop off here in Val, I don't know what's happened to them, but on our way here to destroy this village and kill everyone here, they've lost their minds.
Okay.
So I'm so
So-
glad you're here so we can evacuate.
Yes. this
Otherwise,
is
I
why
don't know
I'm
what
here.
would have happened.
Yes, this is why I'm here. Fear not, Cordelia is here. Well, I guess that
Are you gonna charge them
well,
money?
since we are
Or is it
what just let me roleplay, damn it.
Kadelia.
Well, since this is a rescue mission, I will not do as how I usually. You know what? Everything on board shall be free of charge. You will have my word for it. Stay as long as you need, for I am Odelia, Ocean Swan Ithildine.
Yay! And imagine everyone else is also cheering. I imagine the merchants would be very happy to hear that as well.
Now I feel
The merchant's
bad
like-
for
the merchant's like saying-
village.
The merchant is like using the hand first. We head from Matahari to Vow, and then it points to the right. Now we are heading from Vow back to Matahari. What gives?
I tell them that there's an army on the way here, led by a human named Virus, with a side of Rhin'zey as well, to come
Oh,
here and kill everyone in
Virus.
the village.
Oh, I know Varus. Varus is a good trader. He's a good man. He gives good money.
Well, he's on his way here to kill you. If you want to stay
But
here and
why?
talk to Valorous, you can.
Why? Why he wants to kill first? He tried to give us money. Now he want to kill us. That doesn't make any sense at all.
It sounds like an Indian. Why does it sound like an Indian?
Yeah, it is actually an Indian trader.
Oh shit!
Oh god. Yeah, racism. I say, I'm not quite sure. It's ever since this whole cult of the dragon thing. I think him and the others have somehow been influenced by them.
Good. So you're saying that the cut of the dragon is actually influencing their mind? It doesn't really make any sense. Is your mind being influenced right now? Because you are dragon. He points to you, Waruay.
Oh yeah, indeed you are technically a small.
I mean,
dragon.
I look at myself and like look at my hands and saying, "What? I'm a kobold," and like tilt my head and like in confusion and look at him. It's like, "Are you okay?"
Roll for wisdom saving throw, please.
Okay.
You feel a slight headache in your head. It's like you feel a bit giddy, as if you're having some sort of vertigo when you look at your hand. And after that, when you look at the traders look at you. Are you okay, little dragon? You look like you're sick or something. You look like you're feeling giddy.
My face starts to turn green, and I stick up my finger to hold one moment, as then I run to the window and just vomit outside the window fan. Because I'm feeling sick, right? That's what the
Yeah, you're feeling sick.
Oh. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure that Odelia noticed this, right?
Yeah, you notice it also. Petra also notices it.
I go up where is Waruay? I go up to Waruay. I can't control the token, Herbert. Control the
Okay.
token.
Correct. You head over to Waruay.
I heard over the Waruay and I pat him. It's like, it's alright. I think you are just not used to
Okay.
the sea.
When you
I
pat
think
him,
you are just not
Cordelia,
used.
roll for perception with advantage.
Session with advantage. Yeah, I should have expertise in my perception. Oh no, I
Yes.
don't have. Oh well, never
Okay,
mind.
Bayang, roll for insight with advantage.
Oh god, there's not another medallion amulet on me, is there?
22.
They just keep sticking to me like magnets.
Yeah.
These
Alright,
things.
Cordelia. When you pat Waruay's back, you notice something protruding out from his shoulder, but it's a bit it's like a lump. It's like a lump, two lumps actually, one on his left shoulder, one on his right shoulder. And Bayang, when you actually look at Waruay, you just actually smile to yourself, and then you tell yourself, yes, it is time. It's evolving.
Oh no, Waruay has parasites.
Oh no, the
You are a Pokemon and you are evolving into your next form, which is
Oh.
Katona, meaning you can
You
only
touch-
sit.
You touch the back. Petra actually also notices it. And then after that, telling you Waruay, has this thing has always been on your shoulder? Petra looks to you, is it just 2 lumps?
Like look around.
You
And
can't see because there's no mirror. Your right hand and your left hand can't even reach it. You can't even touch it.
Oh no, like I'm spinning around in a circle.
Yes.
And I stop and I spin around in the other circle.
Like chasing your own tail like that. And then we like,
Yeah.
look.
Then that makes me sick again.
When you turn and spin, roll for wisdom saving throw again.
Yeah.
And you fall unconscious. The moment you fall unconscious, everybody's like looking at you, Waruay, and then you hear, Waruay, you poop. Then you fall unconscious.
Wait. I know even how to make the situation fun. When you wake up, you find yourself bound with ropes with someone in front of you saying, you finally woke up.
Okay, you don't see it.
Rich.
Okay, alright, Astrid. Okay, Astrid. You heard everybody suddenly inside the confines of the room actually panicking. When you actually rush through the room, you actually see Waruay fell unconscious on the floor. You see Petra kneeling next to Waruay trying to wake him up. You can see the ship captain. The ship captain actually trying to wake Waruay up. You can see Bayang just standing at the side. Bayang you just stood there at the corner, smiling to yourself. And you tell yourself it is time. It is time to bring him back.
Yep. I go over and do a medicine check, see what the heck is going on.
Okay, roll for investigation, roll for medicine also at the same time. Okay, medicine 7, not enough to beat the DC. Okay, investigation. Okay, Astrid, you notice that Waruay is actually found unconscious. You don't see actually breathing. You notice that he's actually unconscious, and then
Oh no.
Yeah.
and then after that, it's like he's like breathing, but you notice that 2 lumps is like protruding out from his left and right shoulder. But you notice that his veins, his scales, is slowly starting to peel off. It's as if that he's like shedding his skin.
Can I
But-
do a nature check?
But okay, roll for nature. But you see Odelia quickly like set sail, and then after that, Odelia, you scream out to the rest of your ship crew to set sail as soon as possible towards Matahari to save Waruay. Okay, how do you role play it out? Okay, nature 6 fail. You know, it's strict. You don't know what's going on.
I have no idea.
You don't know. You have no idea. The only thing you know is, based on your investigation, that his scales is slowly falling off,
Yeah.
and 2 lumps are growing from the back behind his shoulder.
Yep.
Okay, all right, Waruay, your alignment change. You're no longer neutral good. You're now lawful good.
Oh okay. Yep, I'll split around.
Okay, Aurelia, you quickly let the Dwarven sailors to actually put sails up. Then they quickly sail down to Matahari, leaving Val as a dead town as you see the fire and the smoke in the distance engulfing the whole village. You are sad, and many of the people of Val actually sad to see the village burned. Astrid, you see your half sister, your mother, looking out towards Val as you sail away, seeing the whole village as it slowly burns away. But
Just for clarification, Astrid is part of the father and the mother. There's no stepsister, no nothing. It's
okay, real life, real sister, then not even step. Okay,
yeah,
you see your mother and your sister, and then you don't know Val that well. You did grow up there as a little girl, but you just see your sister actually just crying and weeping. Do you head over to your sister and your mother? Your mother is sad, but you notice that she's angry at the same time.
I go over to my sister to comfort her and my mother. In good time, we will come back and we'll see how deadly we can be.
Your mother then looks to you. Roll for persuasion. No Waruay to assist you. He's unconscious now for a very long time.
Crap, I just remembered. Luna. I'm assuming Lunar.
Oh, Luna's on the ship. Luna's on the ship. It's actually next to
Oh,
you.
okay. Oh, okay.
Standing next to you.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Luna will probably also evolve. Okay. At the same time.
Is she gonna
Okay,
become a
alright.
dragon
Do you
wolf?
hear that? Do you hear that?
I hear Jumanji. Tum. You hear Waruay's heart. Tum 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 tum. Skum skum skum. Dun.
Dush, dush, dush. It's a disco heart. Disco
Techno in
heart.
his heart.
Meanwhile, he's having
Alright.
Kalimal! Kalimal!
wait.
Alright.
Meanwhile, you're having the Skyrim dream that you are a human being led to an execution and a dragon saves you.
So Waruay got isekai to a modern world. It's like, where am I? This is space. And then suddenly one guy looks to Waruay. Welcome to Aspergenesis, young Waruay. You've been on cryogenic sleep for 1,000 years.
Yeah,
Isekai. Okay.
yeah,
Alright.
quickly, we're under attack. We need your help. Here,
Yes.
in order to attack, you need to press the right trigger.
Massive
Yeah.
fact.
Yeah. Anyway, Astrid, you persuaded your mom. Your mom looks to you. She asks you tighter this time. And then she whispered to your ear. When we return, you will okay.
I agree.
Especially the one that started all this. We need to know who started all this.
I agree.
Okay, but meanwhile, as you sail away, Astrid, you agreed to her. But it will be a long while before you can actually bring back an army to vow and reclaim back your family home, your family's land. Okay, but meanwhile, in the village of Weston, after the days passed, Rhin'zey, you, Elgin, and the others, even Cornelius, traveled the forest to
Yeah.
one particular swamp. You're unsure what this swamp is, but Varus actually speaks out, and he said, "I'm gonna remove Astrid, remove Waruay, remove Bayang." Okay. Then, Rhin'zey, you told the rest of your troops, the Tabaxi troops, all ready with their swords and arrows, to wait for you outside of Vow, while they wait for you to return. Only by your command they will attack. Varus and Elgin leads you towards one small hut. Elgin actually speaks out.
Oh god.
We heard reports of a particular person who could actually help us. And Varus speaks out. Hopefully we don't have to give our souls for it. But I have more than enough for payment. Cornelius and Rhin'zey, you see Varus and Elgin heading towards the wharf at the swamp itself. What do you to do?
Cornelius like just wait. He just asked us to stay here, right?
No, to follow.
Okay, I just like quickly hop.
Yeah, I'm
because
gonna
it's like,
follow.
I do not like the feel of this place, so I just like hop. I just be behind Elgin. It's like I do not like this place. I hope we get. It's like he's just feeling very uneasy in his ears. It's like twitching.
Someone
It's
go
like-
investigate
You feel uneasy.
the
Actually, both of you actually felt very, very uneasy. Okay. The roll for sense motive. Oh, sorry, sense motive has been removed. Roll for insight.
Inside,
Tiff.
Cornelius inside is
Okay. Cornelius, you feel very, very uneasy of this place. Okay. Rhin'zey, you felt as if that your whole hair is standing on end. This whole place is very terrifying. You can hear the crows actually croaking. Looks to you. You can see the bubbling water from within the swamp. And then you see like Varus actually like walk over to the swamp and it's like, Great Witch of the Swamp, reveal yourself. Reveal yourself to us. I have the souls that you need. I have payment for
What
your
the fuck?
deeds. I have brought you the person that you seek. I have bring you Cornelius.
sorry. What?
Oh shit. Oh
I'm
shit.
sorry. What? Wait. What? It's like. I'm sorry. What? I'm supposed to meet this witch?
And then Varus looks to you, Cornelius. Come to me, old friend. You can trust me. Rhin'zey, come. to me.
You did not mention about like suddenly like Cornelius like the alert is like panicking. It's like you did not mention about anything about meeting a witch. It's like Nani the fuck.
No, Varus looks to you. You need to meet this witch, Cornelius. She is your only choice, or your only help in order to defeat Icarus.
It's like okay. It's like a bit like it's like all the danger sensor is like going off all around the ears. It's like I'm okay. I'll trust you, Various, but I still need to know the context of what's going on because it's getting a bit too much for me to handle all in one day. It's just like yeah, it's not going well with my mental health right now.
Varus looks to you, Cornelius. You don't have to worry, old friend. You can trust me.
It's like,
And then Varus looks to you, Rhin'zey. Rhin'zey, don't run away. Come here, old friend.
I refuse.
Rhin'zey is like a little cat. Meow, meow, meow.
it's like a lion with a meow meow. Lion with
Yes.
a meow meow.
Meow.
Can I walk away? I want to walk away.
No, you can't walk away. Elga looks to you.
You cannot
Rhin'zey,
leave the boundary.
In order, Elga looks to you, Rhin'zey, and he said, Rhin'zey, in order to gain power, you have to be here, old friend. This is the only way.
What is this? Everyone's like ganging up. Like sacrifice.
Only here you can gain your true self, Rhin'zey. The true power that you need in order for you to gain back your kinghood. Elga looks to you.
This is straight up not happening.
Scary cat.
Okay.
No.
Okay, roll for insight.
It's not pleasant when it's on the other end, is it?
Yeah, exactly. It's not pleasant now, isn't it, boys?
Okay, roll for insight, Rhin'zey. Oh, you're not rolling. You're not rolling with your camera this time, huh? All right.
Before my phone needed to be charged.
Oh, okay. Okay, Rhin'zey, you listen to the voice, Elgin's voice, his soothing, elvish voice. You trust him. Alvarez looks to you. Come, Rhin'zey. There's no time for you to doubt us right now, after you have promised that we will vanquish this land of evil. There's no reason for you to doubt Elgin and Varus at this time, with your insight of 9. I can only proceed once you move here, Rhin'zey. I can't proceed if you don't move there.
I really hope she has a pot of Leonin and rabbit folk stew on a stove.
Can I shoot by longbow at Varys?
No,
Oh
you can't.
shit!
You can't. You cannot. That's meta already.
Yeah, exactly. It's meta.
That's very meta gaming already. You can't. Alright. You move in. You trust Varus. You trust Cornelius. You trust Elgin. Elgin also moved behind you. And then he looks to you. Elgin smiled at you, Rhin'zey. Very weird smile.
But I don't
he
trust.
smiled.
But it's like I don't really have a choice.
Yeah.
I don't really have a choice.
Varus and turn. Great lady of the swamp. Not lake, okay. Great lady of the swamp. I'll bring you what you wish. Reveal yourself to us. And after that, you hear the loud thump. Thump. And you see one small protruding chicken leg suddenly jumping right in front of you and landed right in front of the swamp. And then after that, you see the door opens. And you see an old lady standing on top of the door. And then after that, she asks a simple question. Did you come of your free will or at another's bidding? And then Varus speaks, I come at my free will. Cornelius and Rhin'zey come on their own free will. And at my bidding, of course. Then the lady then asks, do you have payment for my presence? Yes, I have to hear the souls that you need and the gold pieces for you. And I brought you Cornelius and Rhin'zey.
Oh,
And the lady
shit.
then speaks, yes, yes. as has been foretold. Yes.
Excuse me. I'm allergic to bullshit.
Right, and then after that, you see the chicken leg actually like slowly kneel over, and then Varys actually walks into the house, and then Elgin walks into the house, and Cornelius, you see the Elgin and Rins and Varys actually walks into the house. There's no reason for you to doubt them, and this old lady doesn't seem very harmful. It's just an old lady. What can she do, right?
Yeah, what's the worst that can happen? It's only a rabbit stew. I mean, mushroom stew.
Okay,
Well,
you all
well,
actually
it's a
entered.
good thing I killed off Christopher because yeah, he fucking deserves that.
All right, you all actually entered the house, Rinzey. You actually entered, and then as you all actually enter the house, you feel that this lady was already cooking some sort of stew. And as you all actually entered, she put a lid on top of the stew. Oh, sorry. I was actually cooking. I was actually busy cooking some sort of stew. The moment I see the rabbit folk come in, it is appropriate that I, close the stew.
It's like, can I sense inside of what the hell did she cook?
Okay, roll for insight with disadvantage the moment you enter this house. You can't use
Can I
magic.
assist?
No,
Oh, okay.
you
That's 10.
not. Okay, Rinzey, the moment you actually enter, the old lady that looks to you. Ah, the great Leonin. Rhin'zey Tadaketsu. From a bloodline of great warriors of Karatur. You traveled so far, your family, yeah? And your background story is very vague. When I open up your character sheet, there's really nothing much new by your info. But it is okay. Nothing to see here. But then she walks over to you, Cornelius. Young Cornelius. Young Cornelius, she said to you. I remember the time when you were human. The young lost prince. Your father misses you dearly. Okay, Cornelius, when you were saying?
I'm just keeping quiet. And how would you know that I was not a actual um rabbit? I could, for all my life, could have been the rabbit. It's like I didn't want to
Well,
I didn't want to reveal too much of my past until like I confirm that she knows what is going on. Until he knows what's actually.
yeah. The old lady looks for you, walks over to you. Elgin actually behind you telling you, Cornelius, you don't have to be scared, young Cornelius. She knows all, she sees all. She have showed me my way, she showed me my errors. And that's the reason why I trust her. Elgin speaks out. His eyes blank. His words sounds a bit robotic. But
I'm just keeping my sense up. Just like it's like everything is not going like it's like all the danger alert is literally alarming, but it's like Cornelius just couldn't put a words of like put a finger on it. So it's like he just want to make sure that it's something that he really can trust before revealing his true self to her or something like that. So it's like until like I got enough evidence and such, there's like nope, just nope.
then Varys
But
said,
yeah.
Varys looks to you, Cornelius, and looks to Rhin'zey. Both of you don't have to be so scared. This lady, she has shown me my errors, shown me my ways. She was the one that also told my father and grandfather to make a plan in Reston and making sure that the lands will be purified and to rid it of all evil. Ever since she showed me and gave me the trinkets to see the errors of my ways. Only then, only then, I've seen. If only I have more trustworthy friends. But sadly, some do not believe me. If only Tyrson did not fall to darkness, he would definitely join me in my crusade. But sadly, he has fallen into darkness, too far deep. Then, Rhin'zey, you see the old lady that looks to you. And the old lady turns to you again, Cornelius, and said, Yes, young Cornelius, young prince, you don't have to lie or anything. Try to hide the truth. It was Icarus that came to me, that asked me for a spell to curse thee into this form. By the way, young Cornelius, if I were to tell you where Icarus is and how to defeat him, would you be so kind to tell me where is the rabbit folk village?
Ho ho ho.
Bargain.
It's like, wait, what? So wait, can you hear me? Can you hear me, right?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, so it's like, wait, so you were the one that Icarus came to curse me, and now you, it's like, he's like a bit like distraughted, especially with the truth that she was the one that gave Icarus the mind, the idea of cursing me into this rabbit, and now she said that she would want me to reveal where the Coneyville village is by an exchange of information. It's like,
You can lie.
no, it's like, what do you mean by lie? Like giving her a false destination?
Yes, like even to another dimension. Even you don't know who this lady is, but Icarus did actually meet some lady to actually get some sort of potion to be given, but you only just want to know any direction. That's all. Even if you lie to her, nothing she can do about it.
So it's okay. Then it's like, but now that you are willing to give me Icarus location in the exchange of another location of the rabbit folk, and what do you need of
Yes.
what do you need of the rabbit folk? Are you telling me that every rabbit folk there are being cursed? It's like question mark question mark.
You can roll for insight.
Yeah, hold on. Once only, right? Yeah, 20.
Like now you're like thinking, is all the rabbit folk in Ponyville being cursed? Then then the old lady then said, well, if you were to tell me where, then I'll pay them a visit. It's been a while since I've seen an actual rabbit folk.
Oh, is that what you're saying?
Well, then, you can roll for deception or persuasion. Doesn't matter.
Wait, what do I have? Do I have persuasion? No, do I have deception? Obviously, I don't think I have deception. Persuasion, I guess. Oh, another 20.
Ooh, damn. Then
Oh,
she said,
nice.
Then she said, but that don't matter. Icarus came to me years ago asking me for a potion that would change you into this. However, Icarus have strayed too far from his actual purpose. And I want him removed. But the only way for you to uncurse yourself is to destroy Icarus. There is nothing else I could do. I just give him the power to change you to what you are. But the one that casts that spell had to be vanquished in order for you to break it. But at your current level now,
To
Cornelius,
unchange me. So you're unable
yes,
to do anything from your side to unchange me or uncurse me. It has to be the one that bestow the spell upon me to be ridden off before I'm able to turn back to. It's like I'm looking at myself unturn into this rabbit folk form and back to
yes,
my former human form. Is that what you're saying?
yes. Otherwise, she said, otherwise, you will be stuck here permanently and you'll be unable to see your beautiful, lovely velvet. And she is still under the spell of Icarus.
Like
Vanquish
the moment
him.
the moment she mentioned velvet, it's like, oh, velvet. I do not care of anything else but you. You are my love. I
Oh
have
my
known you
god.
for so long. It's like I take a deep breath. Like, fine. I will tell you where the location of the rabbit folk. But part of the
Yes.
deal. Hello?
What you say?
Repeat? The lady said, I didn't hear you. You break up for a while.
Sorry. I say that. Fine. I will tell you the location of the rabbit folk, but only only once your part of the deal is done, then I will give my part of the deal. Deal? It's like deal.
Then it's a deal, young Cornelius. But in order for you to destroy Icarus, you cannot do so with what you have. Icarus controls the dragon Aab'Shagua. Destroy the dragon or destroy Aab'Shagua. There are the two choices. Icarus has control of Aab'Shagua. If you destroy Icarus before he can use his power to control Aab'Shagua, Aab'Shagua will go into a distraught rage, unable to actually control the souls from within. Then he will be a stray dragon, a dragon not of this world. They will forever fly seeking. What was that word? I'm just an old lady. I can't think much. Or you can destroy the dragon and then destroy Icarus without the power that he possesses. It'll be easier to kill him. Two choices. And then she looks to Rhin'zey. Rhin'zey, with that dai katana that you have, do you know that your blade holds the soul of a dragon?
What, does he know that?
No, you don't know it. Only now you know because you mentioned it.
Okay. Oh, alright, I'll ask for confirmation. It's like, does it?
If you don't so wish to use the power of the dragon, then he will call upon you when your heart, she points her bony little finger with a sharp fingernail at your chest. Only when your heart is strong and pure and seeking to seek the justice that your soul force. Only then you will throw its true power. Rhin'zey, roll for insight.
Okay.
You have no idea what she's talking about. Then she said, that blade has been passed on from generation to generation of Paladin knights. You are not a Paladin, but your father was. He was a virtuous knight. You are not. It will take time for you to unlock its true potential, Rhin'zey. But you can force it out if you dare wish. But you need to make a promise to me if you want to unlock its true power.
You're not the only one.
Okay?
What
you
if I
Rhin'zey?
don't want to unlock the full power?
Then it's your choice. She said. Then it's your choice. You can stick with it and try to unlock and learn it as the days and the years go by. Rhin'zey. But you'll be too old to use it by then.
If that is the case, then that's what it will be. I guess whoever I will pass the sword on to will be better suited to unlock the full power. If I am not the right person, then I won't.
Lay your life for the next as what the sword bestow. But it does not matter. But it is your choice, Rhin'zey. I will not force it on you. Varus then turns to you, Rhin'zey. Rhin'zey, you have no doubt. You can trust the lady. I have given something in return for what I dearly desires, but I cannot tell you now what it is. And Elgin tells you, Rhin'zey, my friend, I have also given something in return to actually gain the position of power within the druidic circle. You can always offer something, but she's something that she will ask of you.
I only do things out of honor, and I only do things out of honesty. I do not take shortcuts. I've never known how to take shortcuts. Therefore, I don't believe in shortcuts. If it must be done in the right and the long way, however long it'll take, or if it won't be done at all, then I'd rather choose the right way than the easy way. The easy way, I refuse.
Then the old lady looks to you. Virtuous indeed, you are. Have a good heart, it seems. But it'll take time. And time again. Then she turns to you again, Cornelius, and said, You have good companions and friends, young Cornelius. Stick with them, no matter how long, no matter how far. But in order to defeat Icarus and Aab'Shagua, you can't use that pointy thingy that you put on your hand. I have something here that would be able to defeat the dragon. She walks over towards the stove and over to one corner. She picks up what seems to be some sort of blade. Then she walks over and after that points it to you. Okay, right. Rhin'zey, you look at the blade. You're unsure. You look like you've seen it somewhere before. Roll for history. Okay, you're unsure where you've seen the blade before, but you can't really remember where. You look at the blade, Cornelius, and then you look at this really dark blade, and then the lady then said, This blade is made of obsidian steel, sharp, precise, and also quite good when it comes to defeating such things like dragons and many others. She looks. Then after that, you look at the blade itself. You hold it in your hand. You felt its power. You felt its potential. This blade is called the Soul Eater. Yes.
Can I roll for history? Do I hear of such name before?
You never
Oh.
heard of this blade before. It's only one name in the whole world. Roll for disadvantage with -5 on history.
Oh, okay. It's like I just want to see do I heard of this thing before? Judging from my roll, I'm still 14.
Fail. Yeah, still fail. You see such magnificent, beautiful blade like before. This is really one of the best blades you ever seen. When you hold it, you feel its power. Then the lady then said, Use this blade against the dragon and against Icarus. Once you strike Icarus down, drench his blood with this blade to end all. And the blade will be yours permanently, Cornelius, as a son of a king, of a future former king and a prince. It is only right, as a rightful ruler, that you carry this blade.
All right, I gotta go. So, bye.
Okay.
Okay, get again, man. Yeah, the scene is all Cornelius now. Okay, Cornelius,
What?
look at the blade.
Oh, okay.
You look at it. It is yours, young Cornelius.
Because of wait, I need to ask something first before I do anything because it's big. It's because of Hexblade. Where is that big? Where's the big?
You're breaking up there.
Yeah, we
I'm
can't hear you
trying
at all.
to. I'm trying to. Yeah, this one. That sword is it a artifact or a legend? Wait, is it artifact or legendary weapon? I can't remember. Wait, it's written there that I can make a weapon, a magic weapon, my pack weapon. But if it's a artifact, as in like something that's beyond what I cannot use it as my pack weapon, is it an artifact? Is it considered an artifact or is it just considered a
Yes.
magic weapon?
It's an artifact.
Okay, that means I can't use it as
That's a pack weapon, yes. But it's a weapon regardless.
yeah. It's like, oh wow, are you? It's like this sword. I do not know of his history, but I think it felt heavy on my hand. It has it's like I just like, are you sure you are going to give such thing to me? It feels like it's not supposed to belong to my hand. If anything, it's supposed to belong to a mountain being sealed up. Because I mean, as much as I love the blade itself, I don't think I deserve such heavy weapon. Are you sure you are just gonna give it to me like this? I
Yes,
asked the old lady.
yes. This weapon will be yours. Apparently, the original wielder of this weapon have been extinguished, and he is unable to use this blade because his life is gone. And this was passed down to me as a keepsake. Now I pass it back to you in order to vanquish Icarus and to be with your lovely Velvet.
If it's by you that's giving me this, then not cherish, what's the word for it? I shall use it wisely. Once I done vanquishing Icarus, I shall return the sword back to you. We will have my words.
Now, I have no need for the sword. After you vanquish Icarus, the sword is permanently yours, young Cornelius, as it should be.
Well then I shall make sure that this sword will be passed down to my next generation. I suppose it's like giving a very it's like Nani the fuck. It's like Nani the fuck.
Yes, everything is proceeding as I have foreseen. She passed it to you, you hold it, you felt the sword's energy coursing through your body. You felt as if there was a whisper in your head. It's like a voice talking to you in your head. Yes. Yes. That's all.
You're so supposed to say something. It's like Nani the fuck. It's like what the fuck?
Okay, Rhin'zey, roll for insight.
Okay. Ah, finally.
While you were actually holding the hilt of your blade, Dai Katana, you noticed that it started to vibrate and hum, like and vibrate like your phone on vibration, but it was only a few seconds, like 3 to 6 seconds, and that's about it. The moment Cornelius actually received the blade, but that's about it. That was only it. You're not too sure what's going on. It just vibrates, like something's. You know something's going on, but you don't know what's going on. That's the thing.
Is there anything I can do to find out what is going on?
Nope, until you turn lawful good.
Okay.
Or your next of kin becomes lawful good. Because this blade have requirements. Either you pass it to the next generation, or your character dies and you choose that next
Hey everybody, welcome.
person to hold your blade. So if you were to die during the battle with the dragon, you can always whisper to the sword, I choose this so-and-so person to wield my blade. So it could be Durotan, you might never know. Or Esmeralda, or Esmeralda, something like that. No, it's not next of kin. It's either the next of kin or after his own death.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, during death in battle or death by old age. That's about it. Okay, Cornelius, you have the blade. I'll give the information later. You pick it up. The old lady then said, yes, the blade have chosen you as its new wielder. And then she turns to Algon and turns to Varys. You two have done well. Now, and then she turns to Rhin'zey. Rhin'zey, I'll see you again. Perhaps in the future. You will still seek me out when the time comes. And then Varys turns and bows. Algon bows to her. Thank you again. We will take our leave. Cornelius, Rhin'zey, we have to prepare. Our army is waiting in order to actually destroy Wow. The dragon was last sighted coming from the north, heading towards Val as we speak. We have to prepare.
Thank you very much, old lady. I will. Once everything is done, perhaps I will come visit you again. Once everything settled down, as a token of my thanks and everything.
Yes, Cornelius. And once you destroy Icarus, you will come here with Velvet and your firstborn child.
All right. Then I guess I'll be on my way then. It's like I just hop away. I can't take the sword because I don't have the control. So it's like, yeah.
Okay, the sword's way on your back. Varus bow, Rhin'zey actually say goodbye to the lady. And then after that, you all actually head out. Head straight outside the hut itself. The hut jumps and hops away with a loud thump, boom, boom, boom. And then you hear the old lady cackle and start coughing at the same time. And Varus then said, "That is a magnificent blade you have here, Cornelius. If only I can receive such a gift. But this amulet itself was a gift itself by the lady. Same as Algan, and same as you, Cornelius." And then he turns to Rhin'zey. "Rhin'zey, you might need this." He throws to you a dragon amulet made of gold. Wear it. It will protect you against the dragon.
Do I is it a handout or is it what is it?
No, it's not a handout. It's just a dragon amulet. It gives you it increases your AC to +2, and also resistance to lightning damage.
So I just write that into my character page.
Yes, as long as you wear the amulet. So Cornelius, Algan, Varus have resistance to lightning damage and +2 to AC. So I think now your AC is 21.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So it gives me +2 AC and what else?
Resistance to lightning damage.
Where do I write resistance to lightning damage?
It's okay. You don't have to think about it now. After the game, you can think about it later on.
Okay.
So now we're all heading out. And then as you all prepare yourself, you went straight to your horses and rode as fast as you can towards Val. As you rode down, you see the shadow of Aab'Shagua flying overhead, heading towards Val. You rode and you rode, thinking that this is the time that Val will fall. But as you arrive in Val, something is amiss. Val has completely been burned down. Everything. The forest, the crops, the buildings, everything. It's as if that everybody either died or everybody escaped. But the dragon landed right smack in the middle of Val itself, looking around, screaming, "Where is everyone?" But before things could actually happen, heading straight to the next scene. But because Rai is not in the game, I cannot proceed. To be continued.